This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat far. Got my boy Tomross TV in the building. Tomross, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Time to separate the wheat from the strong, dog.
All right, that's what's up, man.
Time to separate
We're
the
gonna
wheat
talk
from the
about it.
strong.
That's what's up, bro. We're gonna get right into it, man. First things first, we got to talk about. I want to get to the creme de la creme. I want to get to the hot pocket topic, but before I do that, I got to talk about Teofimo Lopez and I got to talk about Kambosos because to me that's the appetizer before we get to the main event. The main event is Spence and Crawford. It's funny that Teofimo Lopez is fighting this fucking week, but we talking about the main event, which is Spence versus Crawford. That just tells you that Teofimo Lopez is not a pay-per-view star. It tells you that he's a super duper hype job variation. It tells you that Teofimo Lopez is basically a boxing joke. This guy has sat here and told another grown-ass man in George Kambosos to suck his dick. When I watched that press conference, I lost a lot of brain cells. Because one, I'm like, okay, I didn't know you rode like that, Teofimo Lopez. I didn't know that you also rode in a Rainbow Coalition fashion. I didn't know that. You tell another grown-ass man to suck your dick because the grown-ass man is cool, calm, and collected and basically challenging you and telling you that you are no longer hungry. George Kambosos Jr. looked at him in the face and said, you ducked me. You basically falsely said that you had COVID, but you were out there smoking hookahs the next fucking day. Who has COVID and smoking hookahs the next fucking day? You would be isolated.
Right.
So I know you ducked me. Then the second time around, you ducked me because you basically said that you weren't ready. Then the third time you ducked me because now you're basically saying you have an injury. Let me tell you something. The Lopez family are setting themselves up so that when this upset happens tonight, they can say that, well, my son was injured. Teofimo Lopez came out of his mouth, ironically, the day before the fight and said that he was injured. So hold up. When you beat Lomachenko, and Lomachenko had a shoulder injury that obviously he had to get surgery and all that shit from, you said you wasn't trying to hit that shit. So now with Kambosos, it's not like Loma brought up the shoulder injury the day before the fight. He brought the shit up after the fact. You bringing this shit up the day before the fight happens? I honestly believe that George Kambosos Jr. brings out a certain element of intimidation and a certain element of he knows he can be exposed by this guy because George Kambosos Jr. is not intimidated by him. Usually when you're the champion and usually when you're supposedly undisputed, we have to say that, fake undisputed, a person is supposed to be afraid of you. They're supposed to be petrified of you. They're supposed to be scared of you. They're supposed to be running for the hills. But all we've seen in the press conference is Kambosos is like, I'm going to humble you. I'm coming back and taking these belts. I mean, he's pointing in the man's finger. He's basically showcasing that Teofimo Lopez, one, he can't shit talk. His shit talk is garbage because he's using regurgitated stuff we've heard from the 80s and the 90s. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, dude. There's an invitation, man. You could come to the He Knows Everything School of Dissing. You can come to the Tomross TV School of Dissing. We can teach you how to diss. If you can't diss, then you don't need to be talking trash. You making yourself look bad. And then you know what was exciting about that whole press conference? It was the exchange between, because I'm not gonna lie, his father is funny as hell. His father can shit talk. It was the exchange between his father and George Kambosos Jr.'s fathers, because his father was calling George Kambosos Jr. father an MMA coach. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, that's ingenious to be calling a motherfucker MMA coach. You an MMA coach. My son is gonna run round you. Shut the fuck up. But George Kambosos was pissing off Senior because George Kambosos was like, so you really gonna have a heart attack over your son right now? Like, that means y'all gonna lose twice. Right. And that pissed him off even further. And then this is what George Kambosos Jr. said that pissed off Teofimo. And then Teofimo went on these suck my dick diatribes, right? Which I thought that was very strange and weird for him to say that.
Guys from New
George
York say
Kambosos,
shit like that. They think that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and think that that's fucking cool, but it's not. George Kambosos Jr. told Teofimo Lopez, "Your dad don't got your fucking back. At least my father have my back." And then when Teofimo Lopez heard that shit, it's like he went into tunnel vision mode. But even his dad was like, "Yo, why are you exchanging with George Kambosos Jr.? You're supposed to be above this. Like, you're supposed to just walk away. Like, we're done with the press conference." And we're hearing Teofimo Lopez misquoting scriptures, using scriptures out of context. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, now you're not even talking boxing. Like, you all over the place.
Right. Now you preach Sunday school.
I'm like, you all over the place. This is why I said, and I said it, and that video pissed a lot of people off. Right now, I'm at almost 2K views with that one. But that video, I said, Teofimo Lopez and Teofimo Lopez Sr. are Ecuadorian trailer trash. And I meant every bit of it. I said, this is what happens when you take Ecuadorian trailer trash and you make them become supposed boxing superstars and you give them all of these belts. They bring the Ecuadorian trailer trash out of them. And this is exactly what they've been doing, the both of them.
Out of pocket.
That shit pissed off a lot of motherfuckers that's from there. That shit pissed off a lot of Hispanic folks. But I was telling the truth. When you take every culture, every ethnicity, every race has a trailer trash. We have fucking trailer trash in ours, whether people want to admit the shit or not. And this is the evidence of when you take their version of trailer trashing and you make them become superstars and you give them a microphone. This is what Leonard Ellaby was talking about when he said they are fucking clowns. He called them the biggest fucking clowns in boxing.
They are.
Because they look like clowns. They sound like clowns. Everything they do are clowns. They maneuver like fucking clowns. Everything about them represents clowning. There's nothing about them that's serious. This is why, and I was trying to talk a lot of motherfuckers off the ledge. This is why I never wanted this motherfucker to have the belt. Because not only did he take 135 and he turned the shit into literal shit, he actually has become, it's like, let me tell you what Teofimo Lopez has become. Maybe I think Teofimo Lopez was meant to be in boxing. Teofimo Lopez has become the biggest, it's kind of like God's revenge to Bob Arum for treating Bob Arum treating all these fighters bad. Teofimo Lopez has become that for Bob Arum. He don't listen to Bob. He don't take none of Bob's cues. Even when Bob forces his hands and tell him, look, I'm gonna sit you down, he still do whatever the fuck he want to do. And here's the thing that's making me laugh. Him and his father are supposed business folks that they're basically having this fight up under the zone, a failed fucking app. This tells you everything that you need to know. When I sat there and I saw Eddie Hearn, I was like, hold up. The fuck does Eddie Hearn have to do with this fight? I know he, promotes George Kambosos, but why is this thing primarily a DAZN thing? Why is it not fucking Top Rank? And then I put two and two together and I said, oh, that's the Lopez's again thinking that they know how to govern themselves sports-wise, and they fucking don't. That's why previously they tried to do the whole Triller shit. When Triller is owned by a guy named Snoop fucking Doggy Dogg, you honestly think that shit is going to be successful?
He's the face of it. An old ass nigga that smoke weed every day.
Exactly. You honestly think that this shit is going to be successful? No, it's not going to be successful. What it's going to be is it's going to be a failure. And that's why it failed when it failed at the time that it did. And that's why it's going to fail again. Because a lot of people that's going to order this fight tonight, they're going to see skipping of the videos. They're going to see that the fight is not going to go through all the way through because you put this shit on fucking DAZN. What's your take on this, man?
The reason why the Triller shit fell through, because Triller has given some decent events. But the reason why the Triller shit fell through all of a sudden is because Bob was getting Teofimo Lopez back.
Exactly.
People don't know how much power he got. That's why you don't get in bed with him. If you know you're going to be diametrically opposed, but this man got to say, don't do business with him, period. When you stand that dotted line and you don't do what he says, he take that shit seriously. He take that shit fucking seriously. That's why I think Teofimo Lopez might take an L tonight.
Yep.
You gotta think about it, man. What loyalty Eddie Hearn got from Teofimo Lopez? They ain't his fighter.
None.
They ain't his
He
fighter.
represents Devin Haney.
And Kambosos.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get Devin Haney the belts, so he could get Kambosos can win. Then Kambosos can get his ass up with Devin Haney and get whooped. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
So Teofimo Lopez, he think that he outsmarted somebody.
Yep.
And this is what they get. They think they're better than black people. They don't have to go work with no black man. They realize what they got in bed with Bob Arum, like, oh, this motherfucker here. We seen his true colors once we beat Lomachenko. All of a sudden, he started treating us like shit. But by that time, it's too late. People don't want to listen to Floyd until it's too late.
Yep.
You took your ass over there. Now you're in bed with this man. And now, guess what? At the end of the day, white people stick together. You think Eddie Hearn for the fuck you and your ass now?
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
You don't make he's not a draw. So there's no reason for Eddie Hearn to have somebody to rob Kambosos tonight.
Yep.
They're pretty much on the same playing field. Neither one of them are. At least if Kambosos got the belts, now he control the belts. That nigga's not realizing.
And he could run that shit back and say the next fight is Devin Haney.
These promoters don't do what's best for boxing because they always want to control the belts.
Facts.
They don't want the people who deserve the fights to get the fights.
Yep.
The sanction bodies don't do what's best for the boxers because they don't want nobody to be undisputed.
Exactly.
That's just a white dude or somebody who look white. But if most of the people who fight are brown, they don't want you to be undisputed like that.
Facts.
So they make it harder for you to be undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Which means they get more sanction fees. Nobody wants to do right by boxing. That's why I said boxing is in the way of boxing.
Yep.
What I mean by that is the system is what's wrong with the sport.
Yep.
People keep saying the boxers, Usyk Knight was good. The system is what's wrong with the sport. So right now, I don't like Bob Arum, but at the same time, I don't like Teofimo Lopez either. I'm loving this shit. This is the demise of Top Rank that I've been praying for. It's the demise. Because now he gotta hope Bob Arum come and save him.
Yep.
If Bob Arum come and save him, but hey man, listen, at least let it be a fair fight. Don't rob him. Because right now he at the mercy. He about to fight on his own. And we see what the zone do. We see what they get into. Look at all the ring shit they did for Canelo. You see what the zone get into. You know what I'm saying? So he over there on the app with a promoter who nobody over there has no loyalty towards him. And he's not an earner like that.
Facts.
It's not like he's Floyd Mayweather in his prime going over there.
No.
They have the invested interest in seeing you win.
Exactly.
Or at least getting you a fair fight.
Yep.
You just a motherfucker who beat somebody who we knew wasn't that good to begin with.
Exactly.
You was older than him. You got the W. Cool. But you ain't really proved yourself until you beat people that's your peers. Lomachenko was not his peer. Lomachenko was Mikey Garcia peer.
Yep.
That he ducked and went up there 147 and got his ass beat.
Yep.
He wanted to get away from that shit so bad. He went to 147 and got punished.
Exactly.
So that is my verdict on that. My verdict on that is this may very well be an upset. I hope it's an upset.
I'm hoping for it, man. I'm pushing for it.
My verdict on this is with Kambosos pretty much coming out of nowhere. Teofimo Lopez should win by a knockout victory, but I think he's going to struggle. My verdict on this is people like Teofimo Lopez's fathers was wrong with the sport.
Yep.
Because they have a fake reverence for the champs. When they're around Floyd, they all on Floyd dick.
Yep.
As soon as a camera get in their face, first thing they do is talk something negative about some black man. But they want to have the swag of black people.
Yep.
Like, bro, you can't pick and choose when you want to be what. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
hopefully,
either you are or you aren't.
I hope you get a good ass kicking tonight. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever your fight it's tonight.
Yeah, it's tonight.
Hope you get a good ass kicking tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause I want to see him. I want to see his father more humble than him. His father said, "My son is at right now. He's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr."
Yep.
He said Floyd's never been undisputed. Your son ain't undisputed, motherfucker.
Nope, he's not.
He don't
He's
want to
not.
fight you.
Exactly.
That franchise belt is not a real belt. It tell you.
Exactly.
This is what it says. This is a prestigious title. It's not a official belt. It's not an official.
Nope.
What the fuck is he talking about? Y'all not undisputed.
Man, I want this upset to happen because what it's going to do is it's going to open up the floodgates and it's going to bring back respect to 135 because Kambosos is not going to just get these belts and then just be this guy that's all of a sudden not going to fight people. That's not going to happen. He's going to say, okay, let's make the Devin Haney fight happen. Because Devin Haney, when you look at his trajectory, he has a fight in December as well. For the guy who beat the shit out of Tevin Farmer, knocked Tevin Farmer's ass out. And that's going to be a good fight in of itself. Devin Haney might fuck around and get dropped in that fucking fight. But see, once that fight is over and done with, now you can have Kambosos versus Devin Haney, and Eddie Hearn is going to control that and push that. And then the winner of that fight, you know what that's going to open up? It's going to open up Tank's interest to go right back down to 135 and say, let me clean this shit out. Because now Devin Haney got all the belts. Let me go up in there and beat the shit out of his ass, get this shit. And then once I'm done with getting all these belts, move right back up to 140. Because Tank is not trying to stay at 135. Tank just want to go back down there and beat up whoever and basically get the undisputed tag and then walk out. Tank is focused on 140. 140 is where he's eating. And see, speaking of Gervonta Tank Davis, it's interesting that Teofimo Lopez, when Kambosos said that he was a gorilla, Teofimo Lopez said, isn't Tank a gorilla? The fuck out of here. Why don't you use something original? Now, that would have been funny on the surface, but at least Kambosos is emulating and comparing himself with greatness. That's the way that I took it as. He called himself a gorilla. He's emulating and comparing himself with greatness. Basically, what he's telling Teofimo Lopez, and I don't think he has a big enough brain to compute that. I think it's more of a peon brain to see it, is I'm going to tank you. That's basically what he's telling him. But in so many words.
The Lopez was on some racist shit. They was like, man, you're not black, so you can't be a gorilla. That's what they was on. You know what I'm saying? And what he don't realize is Danny Garcia had to learn this the hard way. Because Danny Garcia, my brother used to live in Vegas. He live in Philly now. He's a good dude. Yeah, a lot of black dudes are cool, and they ain't cool. They don't like his father. But in Philadelphia and up north, what I don't like about them, they're weak. They let people who don't identify with the culture say things that they shouldn't be saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Errol Spence is a Texas boy, man.
Yep.
And they like us from Chicago. We don't call us no niggas, man. We ain't never see you identify with us. Let me see how your grandma look. Your grandma ain't dark skinned, man. Like, what's wrong with you?
Exactly.
But, you know what I mean? He got his father got his ass whooped, saying all that nigga shit. And Teofimo Lopez dad need to realize his son got to cash that check, not him.
Yep. Not him.
You keep saying all that shit, and you low key saying a little racist shit, and when your son get pulverized, it's gonna be all on you.
It's all gonna be all on him. And see what Teofimo Lopez Sr. is pushing himself into. He's pushing himself into the stratosphere of being another fucking Angel Garcia. That's what he's pushing himself into. If you notice, after Spence dismantled Danny Garcia, Angel Garcia disappeared. He disappeared off the face of the planet. I haven't seen him since.
Because he was saying so much outlandish shit. He had to disappear.
Exactly. When I did that series for Spence versus Garcia, you know what motivated me in that series? It wasn't Danny Garcia.
His father.
It was Angel Garcia. Because Danny Garcia is boring as hell. So all I had to do was run with Danny Garcia was just saying popping cherries. But with the dad, it was more like this motherfucker actually saying some bold, racist ass shit. So he's pissing me off. He's giving me vitriol to say against him. And that made the series what it was. That's why I was thoroughly enthused and impressed when Danny Garcia was walking around with that big old black knot. See, one thing about Danny Garcia's skin tone, which is diametrically different than ours, when you have a knot like Danny Garcia, that shit is going to instantly pop and show. And that knot over his eye, 6-7 months passed, it was still there. It didn't go nowhere.
He had a permanent black eye.
Yep. Because he was eating those, you know what he was eating? He was eating those blinding jabs. And this is why this is why I tell everybody. This is why now we going to the creme de la creme topic of Spence and Crawford. This is why Spence stands out from every fucking body. Because Spence has a blinding jab. He blinds you with it. He puts the jab in your face. And here's the beauty of it. Spence blinds you with the jab both in the right hand and the left hand. That's crazy. The last person to have a jab with both hands in boxing was Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather. They would beat you with two hands with a jab. Their power hand would be a jab, and their stationary hand would be a jab. And they would intermingle both hands. And see, a lot of times you think you're getting hit with power shots, and they're really throwing power jabs at you. And when they're throwing those power jabs at you, it's to offset you and negate you so that when you are sitting there thinking, okay, I'm just going to get jabbed up, every few punches, they'll boop, 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 jab, jab, jab. And then there's a power punch that comes right in between. You're thinking in your mind, because your mind is stationary off of jab, 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 jab. This is how they fuck you over. Jab, 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 jab. And then in between, bam, a power punch. And then that power punch offsets you. It throws you off because now you're offset, and now they reset while you're offset, and then they re-go back into that system. And they're basically daring you to figure it out. And until you can actually figure out what they're doing, they're going to keep disrespecting you and throwing the same variation, the same pattern at you over and over again. And then once you figured it out, if you're smart enough, then they just reset and throw another variation of that same thing again at your ass. So this is why I know when I look at Spence and I look at the landscape of the welterweight division, to me, when I think of undisputed, the word undisputed means no dispute. I know fight fans want to see Spence versus Crawford, but Crawford fans, Bud Man fans, out of their rabbit ass mouths have told us that Crawford is a super fight of the ages with Spence, that Crawford is the other super fighter. Well, here's my take on it. If he is the other super fighter, Spence had no reason fighting Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia didn't have nothing of anything to gain for Earl the True Spence, because Earl the True Spence mantra is man down, strap season. The only thing Danny Garcia got in that moment was man down. There was no belt to gain from that situation. There was nothing. But when you ask Spence and they ask Spence, why are you fighting Danny Garcia if there's nothing to gain from this fight? Spence said, well, he's a top welterweight. He's active. And I'm upholding and I'm holding serve of what I said. I'm cleaning up my side of the street. And I want to clean up my side of the street. I fundamentally agree with that. Now, people have issues with Keith Thurman for one reason or another. And Keith Thurman, he don't make himself likable. Piss me off, man. I done said it's sacrilegious for him to ever think he could come back to Florida with the way he performed in the Manny Pacquiao fight. But here's my take on it. Keith Thurman got beat up by Manny Pacquiao. To me, the reason why that fight, in a sense, it's legitimate in terms of the defeat, but it doesn't qualify. I'm going to explain why. Because when I think of Manny Pacquiao is part of Mayweather's genre. He ain't part of this genre. So when Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao knew he was going to beat Keith Thurman. He used that situation to duck Spence. He used that situation to duck fighters that he knew could have basically diametrically demolished him. And that's why we got the caveat in the Poetry in Motion where Dennis Ugas dismantle him. But going back to my fundamental point, Manny Pacquiao is not part of this genre. Keith Thurman has to be cleaned out by this genre of welterweights. Spence and Crawford are the last two standing. So if they are the last two standing in terms of undefeated, in terms of how people are looking at them, in terms of how people are billing them, Spence has made it very clear that he's going the Ugas route. And a lot of people have to understand Spence does always gets what he wants. Al Heyman's going to always ensure that. There's no reason that Spence has not wavered away. I haven't heard Spence's mouth blatantly and directly say, give me Crawford next. What I have heard and what I've seen is him clown the Crawford and the Porter fight and basically said, I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't pay my daddy. I've seen those types of informations. But what I also saw more recent after that on the Ugas situation is money cures all. He wasn't talking about Crawford. He was talking about Ugas. Because last time I checked, Spence understands that Ugas has a WBA belt. And he understands that that fight right there puts him in lineal status. The reason why Spence wants to fight Ugas is because boxing fans are saying Spence and Crawford is 50-50. This is what they're saying. Erroneous Budman fans. Spence is making sure to make this not even a question. When I fight Ugas and I collect that third belt, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Because now I got 3 belts. Now I'm a lineal fucking champion. You guys got to see the brilliance and the intelligence behind this. He wants that shit so that he can have the lineal status. So there's no way a guy who's a lineal champion and has 3 belts can sit here and be on the same level with a guy that just has 1 fucking belt the whole fucking time. Now, Keith Thurman called out Terrence Crawford. When Terrence Crawford showed up to the 147-pound division, see, I wouldn't have been high on Crawford fighting Keith Thurman. But see, we got to remember what these fighters say and use this shit against them when they said the shit that they said at the time that they said it. Crawford shows up to 147 and he says Keith Thurman and not Earl Spence is the man at 147. Got a whole serve to that motherfucker. Keep that same energy. You said that Keith Thurman was a bigger fight than Sean Porter. You just fought Sean Porter. And then you just restated that point before you fought Sean Porter. You was like, Keith Thurman's a bigger fight than Sean Porter. So you're letting us know that Keith Thurman's on your list. Now, here's the beautiful caveat of it. After you said all of that, Keith Thurman calls you out. Keith Thurman tells you Crawford hasn't done anything to prove himself at 147. Let's be honest here. Crawford still has not done anything to prove himself at 147. Fighting Kell Brook and fighting Sean Porter, Earl Smith's leftovers, you don't get no credit over here. The reason why the Keith Thurman fight is intriguing and the reason why it makes sense for you to fight that fight, Keith Thurman was smart enough to duck Earl Spence. So that intelligence makes him a unspence leftover. He's not a Spence leftover. Mm-hmm. So that fight is a wild card fight. You know how in football, you got those wild card race games so that you know where motherfuckers going to be at if they want to get the playoffs and shit like that. You got those wild card games that happen. You want to know why those wild card games are happening? It's so that we know who's actually the motherfucker that's going to be in line to fight those, that's going to be in line to go up against those real playoff teams that earned a fucking spot. Well, that's what Keith Thurman is. He's a wild fucking card. He's not retired. He's still active. So there's a question here. He's disputing you and your resume, Terrence Bud Crawford, so you have to fight him. Not fighting him puts you in a status to where you're ducking him. That's my take on it when I think of Spence versus Crawford. Because if these guys want to fight and they want to say Crawford is the fight of the ages, Crawford is the super fight. Well, undisputed to me means no dispute. That means there's no argument. You can't have 2 welterweights lingering around and then you have Spence versus Crawford and then you say, well, we're undisputed. Ugas still got a belt. Keith Thurman is still active. Keith Thurman got to get his ass beat up by Terrence Bud Crawford. Spence got to go ahead and clean out Ugas. And then you have Spence versus Crawford for all of the belts on the marble. Now we have 4 belts. We have undisputed, and we know without a shadow of a doubt, in our minds, we're not thinking about nobody else on those guys' trajectory, on those guys' genre. We just know at that point it's Spence and it's Crawford for all of the marbles. And whoever wins that shit, which is going to be Spence, now that motherfucker's undisputed. They have a prestigious title. Their undisputed is real undisputed. It's not Teofimo Lopez version of undisputed, because Teofimo Lopez has a WBC French fry belt, and it's not Canelo Alvarez's version of undisputed, because Canelo Alvarez won a belt because David Benavidez was stripped. This is actual undisputed, because everybody in that time frame, in that genre, was cleaned out of the division. What's your take on it, bro?
I would say Keith Thurman deserves a shot if he was a lineal champion, because he'll be the man. You got to beat the man to beat the man. But Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired with the lineal championship, and how it goes is you don't just give to someone the lineal championship. Like when they say Tyson Fury is a lineal champion, that's not true. They just bestowed that upon him. Once someone retires with the lineal championship, then there must be an undisputed champion to start the lineage over again. So whoever becomes undisputed would be the next lineal champion. If you look it up, the lineal champion for 147 is vacant.
Yep.
It's been vacant since Floyd retired. So if he was a lineal, they were like, yeah, you got to beat the man to beat the man. But Keith Thurman doesn't deserve anything. Now, if Terrence Crawford can't find a fight, then he should fight Keith Thurman. But if we're being honest, if we're talking about cleaning up your side of the fence or whatever, Keith Thurman's on Errol Spence's side. Remember? Top rank on this side, PBC on this side. So if Keith Thurman gets a shot, that's cool. If he don't get a shot, I don't care, because he's not a major player. He hasn't beat anybody we're talking about in a long time. Now, so to me, it'll still be an undisputed fight whether Keith Thurman get a shot or not. As long as Keith Thurman, as long as Errol Spence or Bud beat actual champions to get their belts, no vacant champions, no French fry belts, no this guy got stripped. These guys are going to fight for a vacant title that if you beat them, you're undisputed. None of that bullshit. If Errol Spence beats, because if we're saying Terrence Crawford got to fight Errol, if we're saying Terrence Crawford got to fight Keith Thurman, then we're saying Errol Spence got to fight Keith Thurman. If that just think about it. If we're saying if Errol Spence beats Ugas, and if he beats Terrence Crawford, we're saying he still got to fight Keith Thurman to be undisputed because he's lingering around. Fuck Keith Thurman, dog. That nigga ain't fired like that.
Well, Spence. Well, I'm not saying that Spence got to fight Keith Thurman, because if he fight Ugas, he got his third belt. That's the way that I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, Bud.
But that's how people can flip it. They're saying
I'm looking at it. I know. I see what the flipping that you saying, and I'm glad that you said that.
I'm saying that's how people can flip the argument, because they're saying you're saying Bud got to do something that Errol Spence don't got to do. Me personally, Keith Thurman should be lucky if he gets another shot again. Bud has to do something that Errol Spence did already. Errol Spence fought Danny Garcia, and Danny Garcia didn't have nothing to bring to the table. But Spence fought Danny Garcia because Spence was like, this motherfucker's active, this motherfucker's lingering around, and he don't need to be around here. Right. So my take is Bud needs to have one of those moments too. Keith Thurman is that moment. He did him a favor. You know what I mean? So you said Bud need to do him a favor.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't care. I just wouldn't necessarily say if Bud could beat Errol Spence somehow, some way, then he don't got to fight Keith Thurman. Okay. From that standpoint,
that makes sense. That would trump all, because he would have beaten Errol Spence. But my take on it is, who has Bud really legitimately fought at 147, name wise? So Keith Thurman, he needs to fight Keith Thurman.
If Errol Spence wasn't long in the tooth at 147, I would say, yeah, man. But I think he could lose that fight. I would say, yeah, let's have that fight. But here's the thing. Errol Spence is kind of long in the tooth at 147, and guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Keith Thurman get a belt back. Guess what he gonna do? What do you
Yeah,
think
he gonna duck everybody. He gonna disappear.
Right, he gonna hold everything up. So that's what I
But
want.
see. Here's my beauty in this. If Keith Thurman fuck around and beat Bud, Keith Thurman cannot do this. I got my belts now, and I'm gonna go and hide. I see what you're saying, but he can't do that.
What's stopping him?
I don't believe he's gonna be able to do that.
But based upon what? Because his past history says he will do that. You know what I'm saying? You're putting your faith on the motherfucker who burnt you last time.
Mm-hmm.
He burnt you once. See, you Florida motherfuckers hard headed. Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen, man. He burnt you once already. Okay. So my thing is this.
But at the same time, I'm not putting my faith in Keith Thurman. This is what I'm putting my faith in. I'm done with fucking Keith Thurman. Because one thing about us Florida cats is once you burn us, there is no vindication. There is no you get a second chance with us. My whole thing is this. Errol Spence has done all of the work at 147 3 times over. And you know what fight fans keep telling him? You still got to do this. You still got to do that. If you look at the body of work that Spence has done at 147, it's fucking impressive. And when you look at the body of work that Terrence Crawford has done, it's like, what the fuck has he done at 147 for him to just skip the fucking line and then all of a sudden get to Spence and Crawford? No, you still got to fight Keith Thurman. We need another body on your fucking resume. We need you to come to this shit with something of value. Because if we're calling it a super fight of the ages, here's the other thing, Ross. He has to make this fight from a pay-per-view standpoint make financial sense. Him fighting Keith Thurman is another quality name on his resume. It just brings his value up so that when he fights Spence, he's going to be a more fucking valuable welterweight. This is what Derek James was talking about when Derek James said, Terrence Crawford brings no fucking value. That's why when Terrence Crawford said, if I ever see Derek James in person, I'm going to punch that motherfucker. Because Derek James is right. Mm-hmm. He brings no value. So you fight Keith Thurman, that gives you another person on your resume that has a fucking name. Now that gives you value.
Right. But you ain't gonna be busting this down just right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not saying what you're saying don't make sense. What I'm saying is the two people we dealing with,
mm-hmm.
their time, their sense of urgency when it comes to fighting competition is not viable for this situation, man. These niggas had to go to a purse bid just to fight Sean Porter. If y'all agree to fight, why I gotta go to purse bid?
Exactly.
2 reasons. You trying to get out the fight, and number 2, nobody wanted. They both of them. They can't sell nothing, so nobody wanted to host that fight. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you got a dude you got 2 guys that are delusional in what they bring to boxing. Keith Thurman still think he a star, still think that he a draw. Which he
but unlike Porter and unlike Crawford, Keith Thurman, if you look at those regular TV numbers, any fight with Keith Thurman, they've done hellified numbers. I've seen him do 5 million views at one point when he fought Danny Garcia. I saw him do 2.8 million views when he was doing with Sean Porter. There's something about Keith Thurman there that makes him entertaining enough for people to tune in. They hate him. They hate him for a particular reason. At least he talks shit, and at least he has a personality that these other 2 motherfuckers don't. The ones you talking about, at least.
Keith Thurman can't say Terrence Crawford career, man. The fact that when you see Terrence Crawford name up there, when you see Bud Crawford, you automatically say, "Yeah, I'm a bootleg this."
Mm-hmm.
You automatically say, "Man, I ain't finna pay for this shit, man. I ain't finna pay for nobody named Bud watching nigga named Bud fight, dog." Then they keep putting the camera on his bum ass family. Like, bro, keep putting the camera on your bum ass family, man. Yep. They not even matching this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, keep the camera on you, bro. So I say that to say this. This nigga can't say we're dealing with 2 niggas who are delusional. Bud's delusional if he thinks he deserves 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what same thing Keith Thurman gonna say if Keith Thurman win and he really want to fight Errol Spence? This bitch ass nigga gonna say 50-50 too. because the people we dealing with, I would rather just get it over with. I have no hindrance in my mind that Spence is gonna walk through Bud. So I don't need Spence to get no tune-ups, nothing. Bud not that nice for Spence to have to get tune-ups and none of that shit. Spence could whoop Bud, man.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Yeah. I don't doubt that. To me, Spence gonna watch Bud either way. But if memory serves me well, and I build myself as the ultimate Spence fan, memory serves me well, and I'm looking at the trajectory of the way Spence fights with long layoffs, and when he didn't have Blu-ray, because we just have to be honest about that, Spence is just UDing motherfuckers. Now UD is a wash. But when we think of the bulldozer, we think of the Terminator, we think of the dude that just will 40-yard dash Chris Algieri, the dude that makes Kell Brook. I just love that, man. I go back and watch the Kell Brook fight, and I see when Kell Brook hits that knee, the fact that Kell Brook is just sitting there and marinating on the fact that those body shots just crumbled him. And his whole fucking right face was broken. When I think of that Spence, the reason why that Spence was that Spence is because you look at the fights after the fights after, it was the activity rate. He was always having another fight a few months down the road that was showing up. 4 to 5 months later, boom, he's in the ring again. 4 to 5 months later, boom, he's in the ring again. As great of a fighter is, the fighter still has to be active in order for that fighter to be their best version of themselves. Spence is going to dominate Bud regardless. Spence could be drunk. I'm going to say this shit right now, and I want you to laugh, and I want everybody to laugh. Spence could be drunk 1,000 times over and still beat the shit out of Bud. Mm-hmm. That's how much faith I don't have in Bud. But I don't want it to be no situation where it's just decision. Bud don't deserve decision. His motherfucking ass deserve to be stopped. Him and his fucking Budman fans. They deserve a stoppage. And for me, for Spence to stop him, Spence got to constantly be having those fucking fights. Because to me, the Ugas fight, you know the way that I look at the Ugas fight? That's why I want Spence to fight Ugas, bro. Ugas is 2 fights in 1. That's how great that fight is. And we know how great Ugas is because we just saw what he did to fucking Manny Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. So if he fights Ugas, he's fighting 2 fights. Not 1, 2. Because Ugas is going to force him to trade. Ugas is going to force him to box. And Ugas is going to force him to fucking think in the ring. That's a high-level fight. Anytime you fight a fight like that, that's like fighting 2 fights. Mm-hmm. That fight in of itself will bring the animal out of fucking Spence to where when Spence fights Crawford, it's Hagler and Hearns 2.0. It's not a wash where Spence is just beating him down and it's not no Mikey Garcia type of wash, which we know that has a more damaging effect. But I don't want that no more. I want Spence to go in that bitch like Hagler did to her. Because I watched the Hagler fight. When the 5th round came, you and I both saw Hagler's face, and we saw, hey, Hearns is fucked. That bell rang, ding, 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 ding. And Hagler was like, you know what, motherfucker? I'm killing you. That's what I want. I want Spence to kill Bud. And I know in order for Spence to be in that shape, to be in that mode, he has to constantly be he has to constantly be in the gym, and he has to constantly be fighting. It's just like Floyd with Juan Manuel Marquez. If Floyd didn't take 2.5 years off, and let's say he fought Juan Manuel Marquez prior to the retirement, do you realize that Juan Manuel Marquez would be dealing with CTE right now? That would have been a Gotti fight.
He would have got stopped.
That would have been a Gotti fight. So because of the layoff, Juan Manuel Marquez got it easy, man. That's what layoffs do to great fighters. It actually makes them take it easy on these fighters instead of doing the damage that they really could have done on that fighter. So that's my take on it. And that's why I want it to be that way. Because I know what Ugas brings to the table. And Ugas I was always impressed by Ugas. If you ask me, my honest opinion, Spence and Ugas is the real super fight. I've always looked at it that way. But because fight fans have told me that Crawford is the super fight and not Ugas, then I want Spence to fight Ugas. Then he will already have fought the best fight at 147. He's already going to be the best version of himself going into the Crawford fight. And then he's going to dismantle Crawford. That shit ain't even going to go 12 rounds. Let's just keep it a buck. The shit ain't going to go 12. What's your take on it?
Yeah, if they can't make, if Crawford and Spence can't make the fight, then yeah, Spence going to fight Ugas, and Crawford got to fight Keith Thurman. I mean, who else is going to fight?
Exactly.
If you fight anybody else, if Spence is fighting Ugas, if Crawford fight anybody else but Keith Thurman, it's going to be lopsided, man.
And I'm glad you made that point, because knowing Terrence Crawford might duck fighting Keith Thurman to fight fucking, what's that motherfucker's name? The 140 pounder, Josh Taylor. Ain't nobody asking for that.
If he do that, he should be stripped, man.
Exactly.
If you're not going up to fight competition, you should be stripped. You shouldn't be able to go back down.
Exactly. Or he might fuck around and fight Virgil Ortiz. Ain't nobody asking for that fucking fight.
Sad thing about it is I don't even got. I think them young boys could give Crawford some work. What Crawford need to do. Crawford need to do this. He need to go ahead and get this over with.
Mm-hmm.
Take this loss.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get undisputed and start your comeback. Because once Spence leaves, ain't nobody gonna be able to beat him, man. You know what I'm saying? Because thing is, if Spence leaves, now Crawford, he's gonna be the head dude on 147, which means you gotta go in there, you gotta actually beat Crawford to beat him. You won't be able to get no decision against Crawford. You have to go in there and stop him. Now these guys, Boots and Virgil Ortiz, they're talented, but I don't think they can stop Crawford.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ross. Why do you think Gervonta Tank Davis sparred Sean Porter? You think that was on purpose? Why do you think he sparred Ivan Redcat? You think that shit was on purpose? Crawford is fucked either way. Because Tank is just waiting for Spence to leave. So Tank could flirt with 147 too. If Tank get around and fuck around with 147, his ass gonna knock out fucking Bud. Bud is fucked either way. Bud is fucked either way. So he can't. If Bud stays at 147 after the Spence fight, we're talking about Tank gonna say, you know what? I want to fight his ass next. And then Tank gonna add more injury to insult and knock him out even further. I don't care what anybody tell me. Motherfuckers say, "Oh, you casual." I don't care. If Gervonta Tank Davis step in the ring with what I saw Gamboa was able to do to Bud, if Tank is able to land one of his beautiful shots on Bud ain't lasting. Those type of shots that Sean Porter was throwing at Bud and tagging him up with, if Tank lands on this motherfucker, it's over.
Yo.
You see what Bodywork Boxing just said? Yo, I just told my lady that today, bro. Because motherfuckers know what I'm talking about.
Yo,
Tank gonna fuck around and go to 147 and add more injury to insult against Bud, because you guys got to remember, Bud got bad blood with Tank.
Bruh, it's something about this topic that got you hyped. You ain't let me do a second. You ain't let me say nothing.
Nah, my bad, dog. It's just I'm just thinking about this shit. I'm like, Bud is fucked.
If we being honest, Bud has held up the welterweight division, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that Spence fought, they were Bud's number one or mandatory. He didn't fight him. Danny Garcia was Bud's number one mandatory. He didn't fight him. Sean Porter was Bud's mandatory for so long. He was forced to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
They had a. If we friends and we both want to fight each other, why do you got to force a mandatory?
Facts.
They want that shit to take, because when you force a mandatory, it's kind of like subpoena. It's not kind of like subpoena.
Yep.
Nigga got to find you. They got to serve you. You got to come to court. It's what you call litigation. Instead of just agreeing to a fight, then they say, "Yeah, man, you got to force a mandatory."
Yep.
Basically, he want to give the WBO a chance to say no.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a bitch ass nigga. He ain't want to fight no competition.
Yep.
He ain't want to fight no competition, man. So Bud, I'll be glad when Bud either move. I'll be glad when he's done. He in the way, bro.
Yeah.
because he has this fake aura that he's great, and he's resting on that instead of showing us that he's great.
Facts.
That shit is bothering me, man. That and he's hiding behind the media too. Yep. If he was real, he'll say, "Man, ESPN got it wrong. There's no way in hell I'm number one pound for pound." Facts. If he was real, man, how you gonna be a man that accept the number one pound for pound, knowing you ain't fought nobody? Errol Spence said in 147 with 2 belts, unified. How the fuck is you pound for pound? You ain't the best fighter in your division.
Yep. But see, these fight fans, you see what Ripley Brazy said, and that's what we could touch on this. He said Crawford waited to his mid-30s to leave Top Rank, but that's just sad and stupid. Let me explain why Crawford did that.
Stupid as fuck.
Because Bud knew that Bob Arum is leaning towards Spence versus Crawford. Because Bob Arum is at the end of the road with Terrence Bud Crawford, and he needs to make that last money off of him. Bud realized that, so Bud threw a monkey in the wrench and was like, no, fuck this shit. I'm not going to just fight Spence next. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
This why, hey, I'm excited. I've been telling you motherfuckers this for years. Bud don't want no parts of Errol Spence Jr. Why can't y'all get this through y'all motherfucking heads? Who go to Top Rank if they're trying to be undisputed at 147? All the fighters at PBC. Why the fuck would you go to Top Rank?
Exactly.
It's a whole documentary. Floyd used to talk about this at damn near every fight. How Bob Arum still owe him money.
Yep.
Millions of dollars, man.
Yep.
Why the fuck would you go and fight for Bob Arum, man? Knowing that he systematically always robs black fighters of opportunities,
facts,
and money.
Yep.
And he's currently robbing Manny Pacquiao blind. At the time, he was currently robbing Manny Pacquiao.
And he's robbing Shakur Stevenson because he promised Shakur Stevenson supposedly Oscar Valdez. And you had Jamel Herring come out and said, I may fuck around and become the mandatory and fight Oscar Valdez before him.
That's sad, man. Think about this. And it's not that you don't know. Floyd made this shit public. But black motherfuckers keep carrying their ass over the Top Rank because they need a white man to tell them what to do.
Exactly.
They do not want to make their own decisions, and they don't want to work with another black man.
Yep.
So now, guess what? So Bud is able to trick the public into thinking he really wants this Errol Spence fight, but the proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
Right? If I want to be a top football player, I want to go to the league. I don't want to just look good. I want to go to the league. 2 teams trying to draft me. Duke and motherfucking Florida State.
Yep.
Shouldn't I take my ass to Duke where everybody gonna see my games?
Exactly. Yep.
The only way you going, not Duke, but Florida State, the only way you going to Duke if you don't want no competition.
Yep.
The only way you going to North Carolina if you don't want no competition. You just want to be the coolest nigga on the team.
Yep.
You take your ass over to Florida State or to Alabama when you trying to go to the league, baby boy.
Yep. This
nigga could have went to Alabama, but he went to go play for Duke, man.
And there's 2 other teams you could take your ass to the league, and they'll take your ass to the league. That's the U. That's the U in fucking Texas.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. But I'm just making it as easy as understandable as possible. Didn't go because they ain't like he's getting paid at Top Rank. They was getting $2-3 million a fight. He been getting raped his whole career.
Yep.
But went to Top Rank.
Yep.
They failed to do their job and promote him right, so they can't pay him low wages. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, man. This motherfucker Bob Arum don't promote fighters, man.
He don't.
Think about it. He just don't. You know,
he only promotes the Great White Hopes, the Smoke and Mirrors. He'll do everything. He'll do everything in his power. If you notice, that's the most work I've seen Bob Arum do when he was promoting Tyson Fury. That was the biggest work I've seen him do. And Lomachenko.
And guess what? Those fights still flop too. Bob Arum so behind the power curve when it comes to promoting fights, but he's still back in the 70s.
Yep.
So you took your ass over there to duck Errol Spence. And now when it's time for Bob gonna make the fight, now you slide your ass out of there. That's why you want to leave Bob all of a sudden.
Yep.
And then his fanboys, it's about time, man. I'm proud of him. Proud of him for what? It ain't like he finna go and fight. It ain't like he finna leave Bob and go get what Al Heyman to make the fight happen with Errol Spence. No. He trying to wait around till Errol Spence leaves.
Exactly.
That's what he's doing. And this is why I hate boxing, because boxing can force mandatory fights and they can force unifications. What people don't know, boxing can force unifications.
Yep.
They can say, Bud, you have to fight Errol Spence or you get stripped. If they not doing it.
Yep.
That's what I like about boxing. They are in the fucking way.
Yep.
You got it, man.
And it's interesting you said that, because segueing it into these topics within Crawford and the situation that's happening with him and Bob Arum, this is why PBC gets looked at and gets frowned upon in a very negative light. Terrence Bud Crawford is not the only person who got victimized, who got easy E to Bob Arum's Jerry Heller situation. Clarissa Shields got the same short end of the stick. If Clarissa Shields was at PBC, they would have never advised her to go be an MMA fighter. You see, motherfuckers got to know to stay in their motherfucking lane.
That's her fault, man.
Yep.
These people keep. Oh, Floyd over there, man. They said if I go hang out with Floyd, I'm gonna lose this. I'm gonna lose that. Let me get a fight. They always separated us from our successful men.
Exactly.
Our successful women. And then we look stupid. They doing it with Kanye now. Or if you like Kanye, something wrong with you, he crazy. Every time a nigga make billions of dollars, they tell you there's something fundamentally wrong with the nigga. We just believe it.
Exactly.
We believe Floyd retarded. We let the white man trick us to think of Floyd retarded.
Yep.
We think Kanye crazy. We think Bill Cosby a rapist. Every time one of us gets some type of success, they put out a narrative. We just believe it.
Exactly.
These motherfuckers, man.
Exactly.
They could get you to think that. They could get you not to be around Floyd, so you never pick up the knowledge to know that, damn, that's a bad contract. These motherfuckers not good for me to be around. Right? Because if Floyd's so dumb, how you make all these good decisions?
Exactly. And it's interesting.
They'll just give people billions of dollars, man. That ain't how it works.
And it's interesting that motherfuckers in the comment sections are saying, nice to see you talking boxing instead of attacking other content creators. You must be slow behind the curve. You must not have been paying attention to the platform or paying attention to the videos. We're always talking about boxing. We're always talking about sports. But when folks are basically being fact-checked and they're being truth told against, is because they're plagiarizing. They're copycatting. And one thing about me, I've gotten to the point where if you copycat my shit blatantly, I'm going to call you out on that shit. And the whole world needs to know that. So you need to get your shit together and fact check yourself in that comment, that bullshit comment, or you can see your ass up out of here. Because that's how it rolls.
He knows. Let me address that real quick if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
You addressing that?
I'm done. I said what I had to say.
All right. So, first of all, I started not even on no sports shit, but I always I got it. Oh, I've been into boxing. I used to box, but I got into one of the podcasts watching this man do his thing. While watching him do his thing, I seen several people bite off him, and he never really said nothing. He just keep doing his thing. He might make a sly remark, but he never called him out by name. Now that I got my channel, and there's people biting off me. Yep, and they're going on to Young Pharaoh. I broke that news. Yep. He took my clip and he did a lot of research, but the initial news I broke. Yep. Listen, man. It's to the point where you have to address people who are biting off of you. Yep. Because that's your livelihood. This is your check. This is your money, right?
Exactly.
Eventually, I'm gonna be what they call it, verified or whatever the fuck they call it here. Yeah. And that's gonna be my check. They're taking right off my plate when they bite verbatim my title, when they bite verbatim my thought, my intellect.
This is what this clown don't understand.
So we have to say something. And then if you just not representing the sport of boxing, right, we gotta say something like, what type of person is saying Bud Crawford is the best welterweight? That's not true. Exactly. So we can't say nothing about that. That's attacking another content creator because we correct them and say, exactly. Nah, we check Errol Spence is a unified champion at 147. So there's no way Bud could be the best at 147?
Yep.
How was that wrong? That would be like someone saying Manny Pacquiao was the best at 147 when Floyd was a unified champion. They could say that, but they would be wrong.
Exactly.
Because Floyd was the best.
Yep.
He had to beat Manny Pacquiao. Me and him beating Manny Pacquiao was just a stamp. He was already the best at 147 because he had the belts.
Yep.
At 147 and 154 at the same time.
Yep.
So he's the best at two-weight classes at the same time. So it was never a real argument who was the better fighter. It was just people who don't like black excellence. It was something for them just to say. So all we're doing is going around and we're cleaning up the YouTube boxing. And if people don't like it, you're free to make your own videos of how you don't like it.
Exactly.
Don't be surprised. Don't get your feelings hurt when I come back and I put my foot in your fucking head.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Or you'll be surprised why nobody's going to be paying attention to you because you lack the originality, you lack the authenticity, you lack the consistency that we have. See, people have to understand when a person works hard for their work and they work hard for what they put out, eventually, when it's gotten to a point where it's just ridiculous, I get this shit on the basketball side of the aisle and I get it on the boxing side of the aisle. And I've gone years, I haven't said nothing. I just got to a point, like Ross just said, where I just said, you know what? Enough is fucking enough. And I'm going to call these motherfuckers out by name. And I'm going to put these motherfuckers out there. And people, everybody that has paid attention to it is like, yeah, that it is. You did say that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not making sense. Now, here's the thing, to take that point and to carry it into the point that I was talking about continuously with Clarissa Shields is she could have not become an MMA fighter if she was right up on the fucking PBC. Here's the thing that also gets me. PBC represents premier boxing champions. You have a lot of these off-kilter, shifty, 50-50, wayward fucking boxing channels that's spitting and shitting on their own black excellence. Mm-hmm. That's why I love when Leonard Ellaby, out of his mouth, said to Blue Blood Sports TV, "Who the fuck are you?" That's basically what he was saying. Mm-hmm. When he addressed Sean by name, he wanted it to be very clear that I have a first name basis with Fight Hype. But you, I don't fucking know you. Aren't you the motherfucker that was talking shit about Tank? Aren't you the motherfucker that was talking about Floyd? And then this motherfucker, but I always uplift Floyd. I always uplift. He got bitch made, man. When you see somebody retract like that, that means you was bitch made. That means your whole car got pulled. And he sat there, he was like, that's why I always uplift Floyd. That's why I always talk about Floyd. You know, who disses Floyd? Motherfucker, you honestly think that he doesn't have handlers that's not going to come back to him and tell him that he's been diametrically having videos running against Floyd when he keeps talking about Deontay Wilder? Mm-hmm. They act like they didn't see that the LDBC was talking shit about Floyd Mayweather and Tank every time they was doing Deontay Wilder videos. You act like you didn't do those videos. Come on, man. And here's the thing that makes me laugh. It's the same PB fucking C that Deontay Wilder is a part of. So it's like you're shitting against your own. Mm-hmm. You know, Jesus talked about this in the Bible when he said, how productive is it for Beelzebub to cast out Beelzebub? Does Beelzebub cast out Beelzebub? Right. That thing went over a lot of people's heads, but they didn't get it. Basically, what he was saying is, if you on the same team, you're not going to work counterproductive against what your same teammates are doing. Mm-hmm. You're actually going to work fluidly within that same team. It's counterproductive to work against your own team. This is what Deontay Wilder has done. This is what the LDBC has fucking done. And this is what these clowns are doing. What Leonard Ellaby did, he sent out a cease and desist order in his video to let the whole fucking LDBC know. We on to you motherfuckers now. Mm-hmm. I'm one of the big heavyweights that represent PBC. And I'm letting you motherfuckers know right now, if you motherfuckers are not paying attention, you motherfuckers better toe the fucking line. You better bend the proverbial fucking knee, and you better kiss the motherfucking ring while you at it. Because if you don't do that, we gonna alienate you motherfuckers from no fucking fights. You're not gonna be able to get no fucking interviews no more, and we're gonna make sure that you guys are blacklisted. They have the power to do that.
He knows. Hey, do me a favor real quick. Click on the last comment. He said he knows the Tomross are the best. Finally, all the YouTubers saying the Porter Crawford fight was the pay to lose. This is the way. This is what we saying when they be copying us and don't be showing us the love they're supposed to show.
Exactly.
No one was saying that shit. Everyone was ignoring the fact that stoppage was fake as fuck. We were the ones to bring that narrative out. Instead of them saying, "Hey, we saw this here," these motherfuckers said it like they the ones that came up with the narrative. And then they put a twist on it to try to save boxing and try to act like this was some shit that Kenny Porter did on his own.
Yep.
Kenny Porter don't got the power to throw no fight.
He don't have no power to do that. They're big killers.
He'll find himself somewhere in a hole in Vegas.
Exactly. 6 feet deep, mafia style.
If you fuck with somebody money like that. He ain't got no power. If Kenny Porter threw that fight on orders.
Yep.
Because they want to save the Spence Crawford fight. And they saw that this motherfucker was getting outboxed like a motherfucker.
Yep.
That's why he threw that shit, man.
Yep. And then you know what was pathetic too, bro? They sat there and said, now they drop videos, him and the Raging Babe. That's why I always get on her ass on fucking Twitter. I'm always, because I realized she was a Bud Man fan the whole fucking time. I get on her ass every time too. They're now saying, well, Sean Porter really didn't train for the fight. You dodo heads. What you're trying to, what you don't realize that you're saying is what I've been saying all along. Because why the fuck you think I kept saying, with a real Sean Porter, please stand up, please stand up, please stand. What the fuck you think that meant?
Right.
I said that shit weeks in and weeks out, months in and months out. What did you dodo heads did not think that meant? That meant that Sean Porter was not the real version. This motherfucker was a podcast version.
But what they're saying on top of that, they still making themselves look bad. Okay, you saying Sean Porter didn't he didn't work out. That's what they're saying. That's why he lost, right? Okay, Sean Porter didn't work out. Why the fuck was he winning that fight up until that point? So you basically saying Sean Porter would have stopped Bud if he would have worked out. They think they're saying something to alleviate the pressure. They making the pressure worse. This nigga said Monty Brown TV never copied you. You attacked him. Also, basically, he a Monty Brown fan. I'm not following Monty Brown, but if I think he's wrong, I'm gonna say he's wrong. That's not attacking.
I don't have a problem with Monty Brown. I don't have a problem with Monty Brown, but Monty Brown uses my sayings. That's why I'm laughing when you say that. He has done videos where he said, like my homie, he knows keeping the foot on the what? On the neck. So who the fuck says that? So what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You're a fan. You should know this. I'm copied every fucking day. I'm basically, my shit is used every fucking day. What the fuck is wrong with you? These guys are not me, man. And they wait until I drop religiously. You'll notice either they're going to say the shit that I say, or they're going to say something diametrically against what I say, because everyone knows what I'm going to say is going to be a trending topic. Because it's off the dome. I'm Jay-Z, man. It's originality. Shit come off the dome. You have to literally be me and have my spirit to do what I do. If you don't have that, you're not going to be able to do what I do. Monty Brown is the main one saying on each and every one of his videos, before I attacked him off of the fact that he basically became a coon buffoon. He lost his black skin, and you're a Monty Brown fan. That's even worse that you're not even calling him out on that. He lost his black skin, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, became a Canelo fan. And you're not ashamed of that? You kissing that ass too? Let me guess, you gargling the cinnamon dust balls too? Is that what it is? You on that cinnamon toast crunch too? You taking it in the rear end? Yes, I'm going to say that. Because when does a black individual out of nowhere all of a sudden lose their black skin and all of a sudden starts following a Caucasian boxer? When the fuck did that happen? Because Monty Brown wasn't on that shit.
I mean, it's one thing to be a fan. It's another thing to give them undying loyalty and to say shit that's not real. Like Canelo,
no, he did the shit. He did the shit.
He's not a great fighter.
He did the shit, and let's keep it real. Because look at how his channel has graduated. So you should know this. He did the shit so that he could attract the Canelo. He don't care about motherfuckers like you. What's your name? Whatever the fuck your name is. I don't give a flying fuck. He don't care about people like you. He cares about those Hispanic fan base. That's what he care about. It was very fucking clear. Lose your black skin. Sammy Sosa, the situation. Serena Williams, the situation, so that you could turn around and now start getting the people that you think are going to build you up. But here's the problem. Once Canelo loses, once Canelo is done, that channel's going to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to motherfucking hurt. It's going to fucking hurt. I'm just telling you this shit right now. If you're smart, you would know that that wasn't the right play to put all your eggs in that fucking marble. But anyways, go ahead, Ross.
James Dagg said something when he said the LDBC don't think Floyd is black enough. But when you think about that mindset, they always say that about successful black men. As soon as you become successful, you are no longer black enough.
Exactly.
And we keep following for the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not jumping through hoops for you.
Facts.
He's not black enough.
Yep.
Just think about how the LGBTQ carry their channels. Do they deserve a Floyd Mayweather interview?
No.
Y'all
No
sit and hate on Floyd every step of the way.
Nope. Yep.
Y'all hate on Tank. Y'all, every video, y'all trying to tear the two apart. Saying shit, making those stories about Tank that not true. Tank was gonna fight. Tank was gonna punch Mayweather. Did you like making up shit? Tank is crazy. He ain't stupid. You weren't about to punch Mayweather, man. Just think about it.
Exactly.
That nigga is whooping dumb niggas. He can't whoop Floyd Mayweather, man.
Exactly.
Number one, he ain't gonna punch the nigga who pay him.
Yep.
That's number two. So people, we are a community who love and thrive off drama.
Exactly.
And we don't want to work together, man.
Nope.
We don't want to work together.
Nope.
Who the fuck are they to say you don't work with us or you ain't black enough?
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas not doing nothing for the community like that.
Mm-hmm.
They took a chick who was on the uprise doing her own boxing channel and put her on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Were they supposed to be a part of the community? And niggas might say, oh, she was an adult. She told to do that. She could have did it on her own then.
Exactly.
Why the fuck she had needed an LDBC stamp? Yep. And why they needed to be the managers of her shit? If she wanted to do that shit, she could have did it on her own.
Exactly.
If y'all so for the community, why y'all exploit your own sister?
Exactly.
Miss me with that. They don't get to decide who's black and who not. Fuck the LDBC. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, I used to rock with them, so I seen that their words didn't match their actions.
Exactly.
Point blank, period. And that's like I don't have no problems with Monty Brown TV. That's the thing. The problem is you over here worried about Monty Brown TV. And Monty Brown TV not even worried about you.
About you. That's even
do you see the content he create?
Oh,
shit. Content for the Mexicans. He don't create content for no black folks, man.
Or this could be Monty Brown's burner account. You just never fucking know. Because the vibe that I'm getting, money, it's probably could be Monty Brown's burner account. I don't know. It's too much money. And
if it is him, like I said, he know I ain't got no problem with him, but I do got a problem with him saying that Canelo is we just be real. You could inbox me and be like, and I ain't gonna blast you. You can inbox me and say, yeah, you know what? I'm running a game on these niggas. I'm just trying to come up. I want to do the shit, but I won't say nothing else to you. But don't be acting like that's your real opinion when we know there's no way in hell you think that.
No, you don't fucking think that way.
There's no way in hell you think Canelo Alvarez is the greatest fighter right now. Based on what?
Exactly.
He deducted everybody that was relevant in his weight classes.
Yep. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny that you saying all of that? Because I have to point out these 2 points. Weren't you two black men just shitting on Terrence Crawford? No, we're truth telling against Crawford. Y'all problem is y'all Bud Man fans are blind at the fact that Terrence Bud Crawford is smoking fucking mirrors. That's what I'm saying. When I get at Terrence Bud Crawford, I get at him from a boxing standpoint. I really don't get at Terrence Bud Crawford other than anything else. So it's wrong for me to tell you that he's smoking fucking mirrors. It's wrong for me to tell you that he's not gonna match up against Spence. How's that shitting on him or is that just telling the truth? The man got dropped by Mean Machine in the 3rd fucking round. He's not ready for Spence. So that's a boxing diss. I've never had any problems with Monty Brown. Monty Brown came and DM'd me on fucking Facebook because in his mind, he fell for y'all fucking tea and made y'all think that I had a problem with him. I have a problem when you represent supposedly the culture and then out of nowhere, you go and become a Canelo fan. How did that happen? That's a diametric opposition to your original stance and who you were originally. You're doing that because you're trying to get subs, you're trying to get views, and you're trying to basically cheat code the system because you're just not good enough to do it off of the strength of what you was doing before. Let's just be honest here. And then to say more successful than me and more successful than Ross, do you guys realize that me and Ross make damn near 6 figures? There's nobody on YouTube that's more successful than us, like you guys think that they do. I'm in fucking real estate. What the fuck you talking about? So when you define success, how are you defining success? I have multiple fucking properties. What the fuck you talking about? How do you define success?
I do this shit for a hobby.
Yeah, how you? This is a part-time for me. I don't lose sleep over this shit. So how do you define success? You please explain that to me. You defining success off of what? Off of his subs? If you doing that, then you are really, really fucking losing what the word success means. It's fucking hilarious to me. Ross is getting ready to become a bestseller book-wise on fucking Amazon. And fuck around, become a bestseller eventually independently. So I'm trying to figure out, when you say success, what are you defining success as? You miss me with that shit. Big fucking time.
I guess he could say, I guess what he meant to say, got a more active channel, and I'll give him that, but is there any integrity behind it?
Yeah.
In my channel, all my videos stand alone. When you see one of my videos, you're like, oh, that's a stand-up dude. I don't agree with everything he say, but he got some integrity. But some channels, you go through the first videos and you start going back and you start saying these niggas basically sell their souls.
But it's just, what missed me is the success part, because people don't even understand what that word means.
It means a lot more than YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm laughing.
I think he just meant to say more active YouTube, which is
then you need to correct that and say that. If you're talking about that, who gives a flying fuck? I don't lose sleep over that, because what you guys don't understand is channels that tell the truth are always going to grow. There's always going to take a longer time to grow than someone who's pandering.
Mm-hmm.
If I wake up tomorrow and pander, I'll be 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, most definitely.
But who wants to be known as that?
If I got on here tomorrow, or when this live is over, if I went to TJ Maxx and bought a dress and put that bitch on and got on live, that shit will go viral, man.
Exactly.
Are attracted to goofy shit.
Exactly.
To weird shit, to dumb shit they can laugh at.
Yep.
Shit that we're not attracted to no truth. If I throw on a dress and some makeup, all my shit start going viral.
Exactly.
Because we became a group of weirdos.
Exactly. Go ahead and put that title of your book in the comment, bro.
All right, I'll do it. When I came up in the 80s, man, when no grown man sitting around and watching no nigga in the dress do nothing, man.
No.
And then when you had no negative words for them, they was just turn the channel. They ain't watching that shit.
You exactly.
This shit's stupid, man. Hey,
exactly.
Turn the channel right now. This nigga got on a dress.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? this generation, that's how you go viral.
Yep.
And if y'all want niggas to do shit like that to outbeat other niggas, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll do it the hard way. I already built up a channel to damn near 2,000 subscribers, and they snatched it down. I'm doing it again.
Exactly.
I'm doing it again. And now I got one that's at 1,600 and one that's at 600. I'm doing it again. I'm gonna keep doing this shit.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna keep doing it the long way, because I'm not selling my soul for no motherfucking subscribers, man. Y'all not low nowhere. Y'all be jumping back and forth to different channels any fucking way.
Exactly. So why even waste my time? Exactly. Why waste my time to be loyal to motherfuckers that's not loyal in the first place? That shit don't even make no damn sense. And Ronald Finkley, Salute to you with the super chat when you said your boy Spence better recognize Bud is taking legendary status. Bull fucking shit. Thank you for the super chat, but you on some wayward shit with that one. You missed me with that.
Only I respect Ronald Finger because he a Bud fan and he keep it 100. He don't be playing on the fence.
Yep.
On the fence. So who said they wanted the link?
It was Ricky Jones. What's the title of your book, Tomross? Ricky Jones.
Tell him to click the link right there that I just dropped.
All right, there you go. Click on the link, Ricky Jones. Click on the fucking link and buy you 50 of them bitches. Now, anyway.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Anyways, back to what we was talking about, man. But see, what people got to understand is if you want to talk about success from YouTube, the fact that we're constantly copied over and over again, that's success in of itself. And the fact that these motherfuckers lack the integrity to say that I took this shit from this guy or I took this shit from that guy, that's lack of integrity on their part. Yep. See, this is the problem. I grew up in a generation where people had integrity. I grew up in a generation where people had morals and they had ethics, and they would say, yeah, I said this, but I had got it from that person. Anytime I'd say something that somebody got, I always give them credit. Always. Because I honestly believe that that's the way that you're supposed to roll with the shit. I'm not going to sit there and switch it to my style and then not give the person credit for whatever. That just doesn't make any sense. But when it comes from boxing standpoint, and we're talking about Bud, so I'm shitting on my own and basically saying that Bud is smoke and mirrors. Well, you want me to kiss Bud's ass? I'm not going to kiss Bud's ass. I'm never going to kiss his fucking ass. If that's what you're waiting for, you on the wrong fucking channel. I'm going to tell you each and every single time, he don't belong in the ring with Spence. He's going to get the shit beaten out of him, and he's too fucking Bud Light in the ass. That's what you're going to hear. I'm never going to give Bud his credit because Bud hasn't done anything for me to give him credit in the first place. He fought Spence leftovers. You want me to give that credit? Kell Brook was already damaged 100 times over after he fought Spence. Sean Porter was already suffering bloated trauma, and Porter testified. Man, this is what I love. He's on a Fight Hype video, and he's saying, I was more punished and I was more damaged from the Spence fight. That I was already in retirement mode after that fight. So if that's the fucking case, and he said that, then why are we sitting here and acting like it's something completely different? And then motherfuckers want to say you give L Foul Play said this motherfucker. This is the motherfucker I was waiting for. You said I was waiting to see how you was gonna spin it, motherfucker. I'm the spin master. I spin every fucking thing. There's nothing that I can't spin. Nothing. You was like, oh, I'm gonna wait to see how you're gonna spin this, and now your ass is mad. He was the biggest one that was mad, saying, "Man, fuck you, man. You trying to sit here and say Bud need to now fight, keep there, motherfucker." That shit was part of your ass too, talking the shit that you was talking.
If he don't fight Spence, who else the fuck he gonna fight?
Exactly.
We're not trying to see him fight no more. Mean
Exactly. Exactly.
So he gotta either fight somebody at 154 or fight Irvin. And we know he ain't gonna fight nobody.
Thank you, Bodywork. Thank you, Bodywork Boxing. You see, Bodywork Boxing came for real. He said that's what I did with the BFS TV video. I gave you full credit, bro. Appreciate that. See, when people do that, that's organic, that's authentic, and I could appreciate shit like that. But L Foul Player, you can't tell me who I can and can't give too much credit for. Because see, goes back to the point of what Ross was talking about. Y'all motherfuckers are not loyal. And y'all motherfuckers give the fighters that y'all like too much credit. Y'all sitting here saying, Bud did something that Spence didn't do, even though it was a paid to lose nose dive. Y'all don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Even though Sean Porter and Kenny Porter won best father and son duel of Oscar for a best fixed fight, even though that's exactly what happened. Y'all sitting here, y'all sitting here giving Terrence Buck Crawford too much credit. So why I can't give Spence too much credit when he beats up the opponents and damage them? What the fuck you talking about?
When Spence dropped Porter, did that look rigged? Porter was hurt, man. When Terrence Crawford dropped Porter, first of all, he missed the last 4 punches and leaned on him, and he went down. Porter wasn't hurt, man. Porter got up, was coherent like a motherfucker, and they just stopped.
And they just stopped the
fight. As a Bud Crawford fan, tell me that was a real stoppage.
Exactly.
Because I'm trying to see who I need to lose respect for.
No. Here's the one though. Did you hear Bud's corner? Bud's corner, Bomac told Bud, and you about to laugh, dog. I haven't even done a video on that shit yet. But
Yeah, you
Bomac
down.
told Bud, you losing on the scoring
You
card.
losing. He was losing against a nigga that can't even box like that.
Bomac had to tell Bud, you losing on the scoring cards. How did Bomac know that? Because Bomac is the one thing that Bomac can't hide, and I love that. He can't hide his real facial expressions when Bud is fighting in the ring. He never hides it. He knew Bud was getting his ass torn up. That's why he had to tell him, you losing on the scoring cards. Come on, man. His own team was telling him that shit. So what are you guys talking about?
That's number one. Number two, can't no Bud fan say that was a real stoppage, man.
Exactly.
If you say that, you're a fucking liar. The truth ain't true, man. Ronald Finkley, if you tell me that was a real stoppage, you're a liar, man.
Exactly.
Sean Porter was not hurt.
Yep.
And that's what lets me know these guys that are Bud fans, they're not really Terrence Crawford fans. Because when you're a fan of someone, you hold them accountable.
They not. They just Earl Spence haters.
Y'all are Earl Spence haters.
There you go.
You just want to wherever when Bud is done to sell with, it's gonna be the next guy. Y'all gonna jump on their bandwagon.
That's why they became bootlickers, dog.
The next person after Spence beat the hell out of Bud, y'all gonna say, "Well, Spence got to fight Boots."
Yep.
And Spence don't got to fight no fucking body once he become undisputed. That's it. It's over with. I'm going
now, taking credit away from Bud. We're not taking credit away from Bud. We're unfortunately, it's not our fault that you're peon brain enough to not see what was in front of you. If you want to believe what you saw was not an Oscar performance, and you want to believe what you saw was not an actual win that Bud actually got, Bud had a fight right before that fight where he did the same thing, and Kell Brook had an Oscar performance for delayed falling down reaction from a Bud shot that really shouldn't have dazed him. And you know, in that fight, Kell Brook was out jabbing him, but Bud is supposedly a technician. Stop it, man. Terrence Crawford is smoke and mirrors. Y'all don't accept that shit. He's a smoke and mirrors fighter.
This fight let me know that there's no real Bud fans.
Yep.
All these fans, they smoke and mirror too. Think about it. Whenever you talk about Spence, 1,000 niggas come out of nowhere talking about, well, Bud. Yeah, when Bud fights come on, none of y'all pay for the fights, man.
Exactly.
So where the fuck do all these Bud fans come from? And Bud fights steady be flopping. This nigga steady be flopping his fights, man. But all these Bud fans all of a sudden?
No, all these niggas was Mikey Garcia fans, and they like what Spence did to Mikey Garcia, and they had to hop on Bud. Bud was the next train.
Y'all fake. Y'all ain't no Bud fans, man.
Nope.
Bud fans, Bud wouldn't be scrounging, begging for extra millions, trying to get 50-50 fights. How you deserve a 50-50 fight with Earl Spence?
Exactly.
Think about this shit, man. You ain't beaten out one champion yet. You ain't beaten out one active champion yet. Earl Spence beat two.
We can't push for Spence versus Bud because Ugas got a WBA belt. Y'all motherfuckers keep saying Bud is a super fight. If Bud is a super fight, you got to clean out 147 for all of the marbles. So if y'all want Bud to fight Spence now, what y'all telling me is Bud is actually smoke and mirrors. You don't realize your point is counterproductive. You're basically saying that Bud is a tune-up for the real super fight, which is your Dennis Ugas. So which one is it? I'm challenging you Budman fans right now. Is Bud a super fighter or is Bud a tune-up? Because if you guys tell me right now he's a tune-up, Spence should fight him next. Oh, I'll run with that. But at least I'm getting honesty from y'all. So now I'm challenging y'all. Which one is it? Is he a tune-up or is he a super fight?
Hold on, man. This silly ass nigga Ronald Finkley said PBC is a shell of what it used to be. Now, what the fuck is the zone the top ranked there?
What the fuck is Matchroom Sports?
Those niggas is going belly up, man. You know what that means? They on the verge of being eradicated, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I don't realize is Bob Arum sweating right now. That he might not be in that Errol Spence fight. He's sweating right now. Fucking around, Bud might fuck around and get smoked, man.
Yeah, I'm not taking away. I'm not taking away from Bud's I'm not diminishing Bud's victory. And you said that you basically taking away from and you diminishing Spence's victory where he beats Bud. I don't even hold Bud in high regard. You want to know my honest opinion about Bud? Bud is a fucking tune his ass up for Spence. He's a tune his ass up. I don't even hold Bud in high regard. Bud got dropped by a Mean Machine. Do you really know what my mind is at with Bud? Bud is smoking mirrors. So when Spence fight Bud, it's really a tune-up fight. That's not a real fight to me.
Everybody keeps saying Spence need to fight Bud as if Bud is that nigga and Spence not the nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Bud need to fight Spence. Number one. Bud need to take 60-40.
Exactly.
Because you don't sell nothing. You don't only get one belt. There's no way we 50-50. We not the same at 147. I'm the man, you not. Yep. That's how the fight get made. If y'all want to see the fight so bad, two things Bud gotta realize.
Take the 40%.
You gotta realize I'm smoking mirrors.
Yep.
He gotta look Errol Spence in the eye and say, I'm smoking mirrors. Then you gotta say, I accept the 60-40 because I haven't beat active champion at 147 yet.
Yep.
That's it. And if you call Jeff Horn an active champion, I'll give you that. But was he really? was Jeff Horn really an active champion? He wrestled Manny Pacquiao to death. And Manny Pacquiao is trying to actually box. He'd have won that fight easily, but he fight ugly. He lost an ugly fight.
Exactly. See, these motherfuckers, you could tell they mad. They're not even authentic Bud Man fans. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's the truth. How am I cornering myself? How's Ross cornering himself? We're basically speaking two different languages. You're talking the one trick viewpoint of let it keep it boxing, let it keep it boxing. We're telling you boxing is a three-pronged monster. It's economics, politics, and pugilism. Y'all just too peon brain to realize it. The economics part of it is you're dealing with Al Heyman, you're dealing with Bob Arum. Bob Arum is spending everything to make this 50-50. You guys don't realize Bud don't bring nothing to the table. His highest pay-per-view fight up to date is $190K. Spence did well over $250K with Garcia. Let me not even bring up Spence versus Porter. Let me not even bring those things up. So what are you guys talking about? He's a 40% going into the fight. So if Bud don't take 40%, Bud is ducking Spence. See, y'all in y'all mind has rationalized that he's a 50-50. This is why Spence will never fight Bud, because Bud gonna come in there ducking, and he's gonna do an advanced level of ducking of saying, I want 50%. Y'all need to be challenging Bud and say, look, Bud, you don't bring to the table what Spence brings. Take the 40%. If you are daring to be great, and we're going by this one trick viewpoint of let's just keep it boxing, take the 40% and prove that you could beat the man. When Floyd went up against Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd took the 40. He didn't argue. Right. He didn't go against it. He took the percentage that was given to him. Right, when Spence went against Kell Brook, Spence took his ass all the way to Sheffield. See, y'all don't hold Bud to the same accountability. Spence knew that Kell Brook was the A side. He did everything that Kell Brook told him to do and went over in Sheffield and made him bend the damn knee. That's what Bud needs to do. Take your ass to 40%, accept the terms, and then the fight will happen. You Bud Manfest don't want to do this. Y'all sitting here in y'all minds rationalizing that this is a 50-50 fight. If y'all thinking like that, how much worse is Bud thinking like that? You guys have the power to tell Bud, stop acting like you on the same footing with Spence. See, y'all fucking everything up right now.
Well, here's the problem. The problem is they believe Bud is equivalent to Floyd Mayweather Jr. No, in this situation, Errol Spence is Floyd, Bud is Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence beat somebody. Here come Bud fighting his leftovers.
Exactly.
When Mayweather beat somebody, here come Manny Pacquiao fighting his leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
They finally fight, and it's a wash. Why? Because they were never on the same level.
Exactly.
Once certain people fight fighters, they not the same.
Exactly.
And y'all went for that shit, and y'all seen how it happened. Y'all seen what happened to Manny Pacquiao, and y'all falling for it again.
Nah,
If,
nigga. Nah,
if,
Bud ain't gonna go down to no damn 20. Earl ain't gonna go down no 20%. Bud just need to take 40. That's it. Go ahead, Ross.
if Bud wanted my respect, he could have had it a long time ago. Bud was
Yep.
supposed to fight Sean Porter and Danny Garcia before Errol Spence did.
Long
Danny
time ago.
Garcia was his number one contender. Sean
Yep.
Porter was his mandatory before Errol Spence even fought them.
And he ducked Danny Garcia for Mean Machine.
He waited till Errol Spence beat these guys.
Yep.
Now he want to fight them.
Exactly.
And the only reason why people would go, you gotta understand the type of person that would be a fan of Crawford. They're the guy who always liked the girl but never had the heart to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be the friend, had to play the friend zone to finally get some pussy after everybody else fucked.
Yep.
They're the guys who resent the alpha males.
Mm-hmm.
They're the guys that complain like, y'all always go with the drug dealers. Y'all never fuck with the good guys. Shut the fuck up. You're a lame. Ain't got nothing to do with them selling drugs. You're a lame.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're not getting no pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence remind you of them guys. They just walk in and get all the attention from the women.
Yep.
But Crawford remind you of the guy that was like you, that was low key, nobody paid attention to. So that's why you're a fan of Bud, man.
Exactly.
But just not the movies, man. In real life, man, that dudes still lose.
Exactly.
Only in the movies do the niggas be a loser that all of a sudden become a winner out of nowhere and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't how that shit work, man. You see what happened to Manny Pacquiao? In the beginning of his career, he was getting knocked the fuck out. How
Exactly. Exactly.
How he ended his career. Getting knocked the fuck out, man.
Yep.
In real life, the nigga that supposed to win gonna win.
Hey, how many times you put that Ugas and Pacquiao fight on repeat? I put that bitch on repeat.
Man,
Every time I want to laugh at Pacquiao, I put that bitch on repeat.
I watch that shit once a week, man. I watch that shit once a week, man. Once a week, bro. I watch Manny Pacquiao, man. Cause I had to save that because for years they were trying to say this man was on an equal footing with Floyd Mayweather. And right now, y'all setting Bud up for failure because y'all saying Bud is as good as Floyd.
Exactly.
A prime Floyd walked right through Bud. I'm talking about embarrassingly.
Oh man, he'll run circles around him.
If you can't outbox Sean Porter, you struggling with Sean Porter.
Exactly.
With Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Nah, you can't do shit with Floyd, dog.
Nah, though, man.
Now, Ross, before I alley oop this one to you, dog, let me get this motherfucker. Then I'm gonna alley oop that one to you because I know this one gonna steam you. This dude had nerve to say we ignoring the point of Ugas. Nobody ignoring no damn Ugas point. Spence gonna fight Ugas regardless of what the headlines is right now. Spence already put it out there. Money will cure all problems. The WBA just stunting right now because the WBA wants to show that they have a power over Al Heyman. This is what it's all about. See, y'all idiots don't know politics. Y'all idiots don't know economics when it comes to boxing. Y'all just focusing on these fighters in the ring. The WBA is tired of the fact that Al Heyman is always 7 steps ahead of all of these motherfuckers. And that's what they're doing. They trying to punish Al Heyman. But what Al Heyman knows is Al Heyman's always going to make them bend the knee because money always makes these motherfuckers bend the knee. There's too much money to be made in Spence and Ugas for the WBA to hold that shit up. Y'all motherfuckers thinking Ugas going to turn around and fight his mandatory. That's WBA's, how you new schools call it, cap. That's what we old schoolers call it, hyperbole. That's their hyperbole, man. Spence is going to get the Ugas fight. And when he gets that fight, he will be a lineal fucking champion because he will have the 3 fucking belts. And then now we go into the undisputed fight with him versus Bud.
Mm-hmm.
So don't give me this shit about we're ignoring. See, I just countered your shit and answered it. Now we're gonna see what your beta male comment is gonna be. Now, Ross, I'm gonna flip this one to you. This L foul player said, "Yo, Ross, you look like you got laid 3 times in your lifetime, tops."
Sure. Well, I mean, how does that look? Like, I mean, how does that look? Flavor Flav had a house full of women sucking his dick. So.
Yep.
But anyway, back to some shit that really matters.
Exactly.
You got people in here that's really talking about, but Sean Porter got stopped in that fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Sean Porter was standing straight up, nigga, looking at the ref,
The
saying,
whole
"I'm
time.
good, I'm solid. What's happening?"
Banging his fist on the floor. If you got knocked out, you ain't supposed to be doing all that.
What are you talking about, Sean Porter? Crawford. if you count that as an actual knockout, it goes to show you just how much of a fanboy you are.
Exactly.
You can't even admit that you saw a rigged fight.
Yep.
Since when is that a stoppage? When a nigga is totally coherent and they just stop the fight while it's still competitive?
And how's Spence and Ugas gonna do 200K when Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao? Ugas just made himself a namesake overnight by retiring Manny Pacquiao. That's easily a 400 to 500K fight. Easily. What are you talking about? They so stupid they don't even understand business.
What y'all don't realize is this: if Porter was a real one, after Ugas won that fight, after Ugas won that fight, Terrence Crawford been trying to get that Ugas fight so he could get 2 belts. But guess what? Terrence Crawford don't want no competition.
No.
So he ain't even trying to fight nobody with a belt.
Nope.
He trying to wait until Spence leaves.
Exactly. Exactly.
Terrence Crawford, listen, man. Terrence Crawford, when it comes down to it, don't want to fight nobody, or he feel that it's bigger than him, and skilled as him.
Facts.
If they skilled, he want to be bigger than him.
Mm-hmm.
If they're bigger than him, he want to be more skilled. He don't want to fight no Errol Spence, man. Mm-hmm. He made it abundantly clear. He don't want to fight Ugas neither. And they had to make him fight Porter. He's talking about Porter's my friend.
Exactly.
You in the fight business, man. What the fuck are you talking about?
You see what James Dag said? I've never seen a boxer slam his hand into the canvas after being knocked down. Facts. That means he wasn't knocked down. Like people think that he was. Because if the knockdown hurt, it would have been like Earl. You remember when Earl knocked his ass down? This motherfucker was trying to regain his faculties.
He wouldn't have been conscious enough to slam his hand. He slammed his hand down out of frustration that he was throwing the fight.
Exactly.
He slammed his hand down on the mat out of frustration. Like, damn.
Exactly.
Man. I done fell off to a fucking gatekeeper. These niggas got me throwing this fight.
Yep.
That's what's the problem, man. That's what y'all don't understand. Yep. Ain't no man ever been hurt and was able to have a coherent conversation with the ref like that.
Exactly.
They was having a conversation and shit. All of a sudden, the fight got stopped.
Exactly.
Y'all take that as a real stoppage?
Yeah.
Let me know right now. Press. I ain't gonna say press no number. Say real stoppage in the comment section if you thought that was a real stoppage, man.
And here's the other thing, Ross. Please also put that, but also answer this question as well too. Why did Bomac tell Terrence Crawford that you were losing the fight? Mm-hmm. How the fuck did he even see that? Please answer me that question. Why has he told his fighter that? Don't give me this bullshit to get him to bring the killer instinct out. I already know the type of response y'all will get. Why did Bomac get honest with his fighter and told him, you're about to lose this fight? See, y'all don't got a response for that either.
Hey, man. The boy said some real shit when he said, "Oh no, go back up the body work."
Mm-hmm.
Bud doesn't want Errol to be undisputed more than Bud want to be undisputed. That's fact. He understand. Bud ain't been doing shit but holding up the welterweight division since he been in here.
Exactly.
He ain't trying to make no fights. He ain't trying to unify no belts.
Yep.
He done been holding that belt to make sure Spence don't get it.
Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He's been holding that belt to make sure Spence don't get it, man.
Exactly.
He cared more about Spence being undisputed than he cared about himself being undisputed.
And you know that Crawford Porter was such an act job. because Crawford ends up having Bud on the Porter Way podcast immediately after the fight.
4 days
Competitors
later.
don't do that. When a
3 days
competitor
later.
loses a fight
Right.
of that magnitude, they don't even want to be around the motherfucker after the fight.
So let's get this straight. You have your shot to get back in the welterweight conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You lose. You supposedly got stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 days later, you on this nigga interview him about how he whooped your ass.
Holy shit. And they can't see right through that shit, dog. That's the bad part about it. They can't see right through that. If that's not a paid to lose nosedive, I don't know what a paid to lose nosedive is.
Hell no, but they signed him with PBC. James Dag, I see he a nigga that's hard headed, don't listen. This nigga don't want to fight Errol Spence, so he's not fighting. He ain't gonna sign with PBC.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that means he got to fight Errol Spence at that point.
Yeah.
PBC is not like the Zone. You're not gonna go with the Zone and fight Canelo. You'll go with the Zone and still won't fight Canelo.
Exactly.
Not like Top Rank. PBC, you gonna fight competition, whether you want to or not. So y'all niggas trying to tell me that it makes sense for Bud to interview the dude that just stopped him 3 days later on his channel?
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here, man. y'all gotta stop doing this, man.
Good. You know what's making me laugh? And you know what's making me laugh about this whole rig fight? Spence looked at the shit, but because Spence is part of the fraternity and he knew that he would out himself, because at the end of the day, he still makes money as being a fraternity of a boxer. Spence got up and Spence did that shit. He went. And walked the fuck out. If his ass was going into the ring, he walked the fuck out because y'all should have made this shit look more believable. Come on, man.
It was a fake stoppage.
Because when Spence dropped Porter, if y'all playing that game where y'all sitting here saying Bud got a TKO, notice it was a TKO, not an actual knockout. If he did that, Spence should have got the TKO when he dropped Porter in the fucking 11th round. He should have got the TKO then.
Right. At least Porter was really hurt then.
He was really fucking hurt.
Porter eyes crossed in his head and everything.
He was really fucking hurt.
This nigga was coherent as a motherfucker when he got dropped. when he got dropped by Crawford.
Exactly.
You don't have to, when you get hit like that, bro, you don't have the mental capacity or the strength to beat on the floor.
No.
Like, you trying to get your bearings about you. The nigga got straight up, didn't stagger nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They had a little mini conversation.
Yep.
Next thing you know, his father like, I can't see anymore.
Exactly.
They said, why'd you stop? He said, I could predict what's going to happen in the later rounds.
Yep.
Bro.
How can you predict? And then here's the thing. And then when they interview him at the end of the fight, not only did he did the biggest thing that your father don't do to your son. That's how you know it's scripted, because they're so close. How all of a sudden he just betray him, but they're so close. That didn't even make any sense. That was inorganic. Then he turns around at the end and he was like, Sean Porter didn't really train the way he was supposed to. That was the only thing he said that was the truth that came out of his mouth. Sean Porter didn't train the way he was supposed to. But
think about it. If you
did you really need Kenny Porter to tell you that at the end of the fight? Or did you need to pay attention and see that Sean Porter was podcasting? Sean Porter was basically going into big fights, covering fights 2 weeks out of his own fight. Right. Who fucking does that?
He knows. If you know you got the order to throw a fight, why the fuck is you gonna get in your best shape for?
Exactly.
The only thing he did was cut weight so he'll look good. But he ain't exactly training because he's like, yeah, I'm throwing this bitch anyway.
Yeah. No, but Sean Porter was right outside of his house after he did a podcast video, and his son was sitting right on one of the punching mats, and he was punching the bag. Y'all tell me that's real training at the highest levels? To be around your family, to be podcasting? Y'all really thought that Sean Porter was for real? You know why Sean Porter had to train like that? It's because Spence forced him to train that way. Because Spence beat him up too bad. Porter couldn't really train the way he wanted to. This had nothing to do with Porter basically bullshitted or whatever. It's the fact that Porter, out of his own mouth in the Fight Hype video, said that Spence really retired me, that I was going to retire after that fight. But my father told me, let's try to get one more fight. So not only did Kenny Porter go off script in the Paid to Lose with the son, right?
You don't love his
Kenny
son,
Porter
man.
is so selfish. That motherfucker's so selfish that when his son wanted to retire, he was like, nah, we need to get one more out of here. I'm sorry, man. I'm dying over this
And then
Sean and Kenny shit, though.
then at the end of everything, all you gotta say is, you know, you threw the fight. All you gotta say is, man, Terrence Crawford was a better man. He got
That's it.
Man, Sean is trash. He don't listen to me.
Yeah.
He started trying to save his own training career. Bro,
Exactly.
Every fight that Sean Porter was in that was worse after he lost.
Yep.
And motherfuckers on Facebook talking about Sean Porter. Sean Porter got the best resume at welterweight ever. Nigga, he lost all the fights.
He lost all the fucking fights. So how is it the best resume? Yeah.
What are you
What you talking about?
He fought competition that kicked his ass. This is what you get.
The best resume is fucking Floyd. The second best resume ever at 147 is Spence. That's just, everybody that knows boxing knows that. Fuck you talking about? It's Floyd hands down.
No,
and then once Earl get undisputed,
I would say Floyd, Ray Leonard after Floyd.
Okay, and you have every right. You have every right to go with that. You have every right to go with that. The only reason why I take away from Sugar Ray Leonard is because he was with Top Rank, and Top Rank did the same shit with him like they did with Bud. You remember the Hagler fight?
Yeah.
They fought Hagler. That
was at middleweight. That was at middleweight though.
Yeah, that was at middleweight. You're absolutely right about that. But if you look at the way that Top Rank moved Sugar Ray Leonard's boxing career, Sugar Ray Leonard's boxing career was moved in a very fucked up way.
Right.
When he fucking fought Roberto Duran. The two fights that they fucking had, Roberto Duran moves up and fights him the first time around. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest, his ass got beat up, right? He loses that fucking fight. He turns around and fights him the second time and has the no-ma situation. Honestly, in boxing, when somebody beats you the way that Roberto Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard, there should be no rematch. If we're being honest.
Yeah. But he took
in today's boxing, that's how this shit works. But Roberto Duran was forced to take it. It was already in the fucking contract, and he was forced to take it. But in today's structure, this is how they fuck fighters over.
That's
in today's structure,
because he signed a contract with a, so he got to fight.
I understand that, but in today's structure, this is how you could tell they don't fuck fighters over. If Roberto Duran had that situation going on in today's landscape, let's say he was under PBC. So I'm really doing this to give PBC credit. PBC would have told Sugar Ray Leonard, F you. You got beat up the first time. That fight wasn't even fucking close. Why are we having a fucking rematch? You see, this is shit that I'm talking about with these fighters. Bud is being moved the same way. This is what I'm really contextualizing this point right back to Ross's fundamental point about Bob Arum. Bob Arum has been maneuvering and promoting the same way that he's been promoting since then now.
What?
He's doing the same shit with Bud. If you guys go and look at the fight with Mean Machine, Bud should have had, I want y'all to look at that third round. In that third round, Bud should have been, Mean Machine should have been up 10-8 on the scoring card. You know what they said in that round? Even with Mean Machine dropping Bud, they gave it an even split.
No, what they called it a slippage. They ain't called it a knockdown, but it was.
They didn't call it a knockdown.
Yeah.
And they didn't even give Mean Machine a 10-9 in that round. Ain't that some bullshit? They gave Bud 10-9 in that round. This is the shit that I'm talking about.
And now he got fucking dropped.
And he got fucking dropped. This is what I'm talking about.
But people don't realize this. Bud is really not a great fighter, man.
He's not.
He's only great if you didn't. If you understand one thing, we just got through watching one of the greatest fighters of all time do it.
Mm-hmm.
How could Bud be great? If we seen greatness, we seen Floyd. Everybody in this chat room seen Floyd.
Yep.
So how the fuck is Bud great?
Exactly.
Who is Bud done to be great?
Nobody.
He was the 140 and whooped all these niggas for vacant belts. He whooped 3 niggas for vacant belts.
Do you want me to tell it? Do you want me to mention the name so you can laugh? Who the fuck is Raimundo Beltran?
And Udongo.
Who the fuck is Juan Molina? Who the fuck is Victor Postal? Who the fuck is Hank Lundy?
Like, they sound like when you in the cab and you read it, every cab got they don't have their license, but they got like their license to be a cab driver. You read their name and shit. Those are cab driver names.
Exactly.
You always got a Cuban, or you always got like a Mexican. That's a cab driver.
Yep.
Those cab driver names.
Yep.
The only thing he was missing was a Jamaican.
Is it? Hank fucking Lundy. Who the fuck is that?
Hank Lundy, man. Come on, man. That's
why Earl Spence said Top Rank promotes smoking mirrors. Bud is smoking mirrors.
The biggest smoking mirrors of all time.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, boy.
You gotta think about it. And this fight, I knew right here, this fight was gonna let me know if Bud really had fans. Because if you're a real Bud fan, you would have to admit that was a bad. You might admit that it was. You might say, it wasn't rigged. Because you might want to save face for Bud, but you would at least have to admit that was a bad stoppage. The fact that y'all acting like that was a real knockout lets me know that y'all can't be trusted. Y'all scandalous as fuck, man. Y'all low down, dirty motherfuckers, man. Ain't no way.
Remember what you said last week? You remember what you said last week when Ronald Finkley had to beg us to go watch the Bud fight?
Had to beg us what?
He had to beg us to go watch the Bud fight, but Bud got fans.
Right. He please cover the fight, man. Cover the fight. We'll click the link. Like, bro, the fact that you gotta do that, lets you know that Bud is trash.
Exactly.
You gotta think about it. In Bud's last few fights, the only fight that looked real was the main game. The Porter, and look how long it takes Bud to fight. Bud fight every fucking 8 months.
Longer.
Every 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he taking so long to fight?
Exactly.
He just holding on to the belt. He's not going to fight Spence. And
nope.
He's going to say he got ducked.
Yep.
He can't beat Spence, man. Even Bud
and they falling for that smoking mirror shit too.
They know he can't beat Spence. They just
yep.
And Betamax will give a fuck who wins, as long as the alpha don't win. These niggas that sit around and be like, I hate Tom Brady. I want him to lose. Like, why you want him to lose? Do you watch what's your team? I don't even watch football like that.
Exactly.
You don't even got no team. You don't even watch the NFL. You just want this nigga to lose just because. You know what I'm saying? Tom, why do you only shower every 2 weeks? What the fuck?
They don't know what to say, man. We hitting them with the Bud. It's the Bud stuff, man. We killing Bud so much.
How would you know that? What makes you think that? Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know what it is. You know what it is. You said this. What you said, and you heard. You created a shockwave in their nerves. You said Bud is trash.
Yeah. When you compare, because they started comparing to the all-time greats. When you compare them to all-time greats at middleweight, at 147, Bud is one of the worst pound-for-pound fighters to ever live.
Ever.
He's one of the worst people to ever be in a pound-for-pound discussion ever, man.
Yep.
And he has done absolutely nothing to be in the pound-for-pound discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say he's trash, because he didn't earn it. Like at 147, his best win is fucking Jeff Horn.
Yep. Earl's big announcement is Ugas. Earl don't fight tune-ups. His tune-up was tune his ass up, Danny Garcia. Unlike Bud, he don't fight tune-ups. So what the fuck you talking about?
What you mean that's all cap? That's the only champion Bud beat. The only champion Bud beat while they were a champion. Bud Jeff Horn. The rest of the niggas he beat after Spence already touched him.
Exactly. And then he fought Glass Chin and Amir Khan. Why did he fight that fight? That fight wasn't even necessary. That's why I said Bud fought a lot of waste of time opponents.
Couldn't even drop him. He couldn't even knock him out. So let me get this straight. Y'all believe Bud knocked out Amir Khan? I mean, knocked out Porter, but he couldn't knock out Amir Khan?
Exactly.
They stopped the fight because of some Amir Khan said his hip was hurting or some shit?
Yep. And then Bud tried to fact check him, and Bud looked stupid. Because Amir Khan said to him, "You didn't stop me. I stopped myself." And Bud was mad.
Right. Well, y'all just mean to tell me Amir Khan could take Bud punches, but Sean Porter can't. All of a sudden, Sean Porter can't.
Exactly. This shit don't make no sense.
Man. Y'all niggas, man, come on, man.
Yep.
Just say I don't like niggas like Errol Spence, and I like I like people like that to lose. Just be honest. Yep. Don't tell me you're a Bud fan.
Yep.
Because if you're a Bud fan, you're definitely not a fan. You can't be a fan of boxing and be a Bud fan. Bud just won a fight that should be on the old. Y'all remember the show, the Twilight Zone?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened at the end of that fight. Nobody knows what the fuck happened. It just was over.
Let me fact check Ronald Figgy. How the fuck was Chris Algieri a close fight when Spence did what Pacquiao couldn't do? Pacquiao dropped Chris Algieri 8 times. Spence 40-yard dashing. What the fuck you talking about, man?
He stopped Chris Algieri. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
How was that
talking about? Yeah, how was that even a fight worthy of a rematch? What the fuck you talking about, man?
Stop. Don't talk about beat him up the whole fight and then stop him.
Yeah.
You gotta understand these Bud fans when the facts did get to hit it too hard, they start making up their own facts.
Exactly.
They start making up imaginary shit that didn't ever happen.
That's why they can't answer what you had told them when you asked them the question about the stoppage, and you say, "Please put the stoppage in the comment." They have not done that, and they can't respond to when I said Bo Mac and the 9th round was telling Bud, "You losing this fight." What's your response to that?
They don't have no response, man.
They don't have no response.
They know at the end of the
they
day,
quiet.
They know at the end of the day, they know if that was Spence, Bud would have got stopped.
Exactly.
That Bud that fought against Sean Porter. He got his ass fucking stopped. He was fighting against Spence.
Oh, he would have got stopped easy. The way he was getting and here's the thing: Sean Porter's not even a boxer like that, and Sean Porter was tagging him up. That's when I knew Bud is overrated. You know, one thing that I realized with Bud's back foot, if you apply pressure on Bud's back foot, he's flat-footed. He's there to be fucking hit. He can't pivot off of his left when he's on the back foot and you're applying pressure on him. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Spence's bread and butter is pressure. So what happens when he has to deal with the ultimate pressure fighter? His ass gonna be on that flat foot, back foot, getting the shit beaten out of him.
A dude that's not jumping up with his head and shit. I think a lot of these guys don't listen.
Yeah.
Bud is trash because they're comparing him to Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Exactly.
They're comparing him to all-time great welterweights.
Yeah.
And in that comparison, he's at the very bottom of the list.
Oh, he's trash.
Of all-time great.
When you compare him to Floyd, he's trash.
You now made him trash.
Yeah, there you go.
Y'all made people start calling Bud trash. Y'all started saying stupid shit like in their prime, he could beat Floyd.
Yeah.
Now he's trash.
Now
we gotta bring out Floyd's list of
the resume.
All the people.
Oh my god.
They'll be like, "Oh shit, Bud's really trash." I didn't know Bud was. I didn't know Bud was trash like that. So I started comparing the resumes.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Bud might be the most trash welterweight to ever be in a pound for pound.
Exactly. And see this argument about all great trainers. All great trainers, they lose. You know how many predictions they lose? Nobody care about what a trainer think. And a lot of these trainers, when they talking about their predictions, they're biased. They're not talking from no logical lens. A lot of these trainers are jealous of Errol Spence and his relationship with Derrick James. They're jealous of that shit. So of course they're gonna talk about Bud. That's what y'all don't understand. The real ones, though, they know that Bud cannot hang with Spence. They know that. So what y'all talking about?
Wrong figure. I bet you $500 that Spence beat Bud, man. A UD at the least, a knockout at the most.
Yeah, it listen, ain't gonna be nothing worse than a UD. Because what I saw in the Sean Porter fight, me and Ross was covering that fight, and me and Ross was laughing our asses off because we was like, yo, Sean Porter is just straight tagging up Bud.
Sean Porter,
and we thinking in our mind, we thinking in our mind, take Porter out and put Spence in. But it's fucked.
Easy, because I see this shit. This shit happened with Floyd and Pacquiao. People were like you. They thought, oh, Pacquiao was beating the people that Floyd beat. So Pacquiao could beat Floyd.
Yep.
And then what happened?
But we had that common denominator, one man with Marquez. He sat there and went tooth and nail with Marquez in so many fights. And Floyd washed Marquez. That should have been enough for y'all to be like, oh shit, man, he can't hang with Floyd. No, they still thinking in their mind, man, he can't hang with Floyd. This is the thing with Bud. Bud got dropped by, go ahead.
Was it 13 or 15?
Mm-hmm.
Over $1,000 on that fight, man. Betting the Filipinos on my shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Pacquiao got his ass embarrassed, man. That's the same thing that's gonna happen. You can't understand.
J.R. Johnson, that's not the best Porter look. The best Porter look was against Spence. What the fuck are you talking about?
I guess he's talking about because Porter was actually winning that fight.
From that standpoint, if you want to talk about from that standpoint, okay, I can understand that.
Yeah.
All right.
And people not understand it, man. Spence is a whole different breed than
a whole different animal.
Than Crawford, man.
Yeah. Spence wore, y'all motherfuckers don't understand. Crawford wore those weird fucking colors. Spence came in in an all red jumpsuit with a fucking hoodie on. Red means blood. And he said he came to look for Terrence Crawford. That's why I laugh when y'all try to make up the shit and make it seem like Crawford was looking for Spence. Spence said, I came here for you. I came here to see your ass. And Spence, when he finally saw Terrence Crawford, he told that motherfucker to his face 3 straight times. You too light in the ass. I will straight up stop you. And Spence said, I promise you, dog. He kept saying that the whole time. I put it on everything. I promise you, dog. I will stop you. I mean, come on, man. This is hilarious to me because y'all sitting here and y'all looking at Bud fight as Spence leftovers and y'all giving this thing credit. Y'all that desperate? It's not like Bud is fighting. And going back to Tom Ross's point, you know why Bud is fighting Spence's side of the street? It's because why he got to fight Keith Thurman and fight Spence side of the street? Ross about to laugh. It's because Bud don't even have a side of the street of his own.
Right.
Let's be honest. Let's be fucking honest here.
And if he did, he wouldn't fight him.
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
That's why he fought Sean Porter.
Bud has done every competitive fight there was at the Spence fought the person. Who has Bud fought? Bud fighting before Spence. He had opportunities to.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he fight Danny Garcia? Why would he tell Danny Garcia that you asking for too much money?
Exactly.
And then turn around and give Mean Green more money.
Exactly.
Let's be honest here. But don't want to fight nobody that's worth fighting at the Spence tear their career apart.
Damn, James Dag. You said Spence beat Porter. You got even better than me. I got Spence beating Porter 9-3. Damn, dog. You must have went back and recently watched that shit like a day ago.
J.R. Johnson got the comment of the fucking night. Deep down don't want to fight Errol. That's the truth.
Yeah, it's it.
That's the truth.
That's it.
And he's gonna try to hold on to the belt just to keep Errol Spence from giving it.
Bud is waiting for Earl to go to 154. Let's be honest, so that he could fight Josh Taylor. That's why Josh Taylor was at the Crawford Porter fight. And if you notice, him and Josh Taylor did a handshake. Let me tell y'all something. If Bud's next opponent, is Josh Taylor and not Keith Thurman, I'm dropping a little mini series on that shit.
Bro, these people are acting like Bud is a little fucking kid. Bob Arum didn't screw over Bud. Bud screwed over himself. Exactly. No one made him sign with Bob. Bob is notorious, and everybody in the industry know that Bob don't take care of fighters.
They don't.
Bud went over there knowing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like signing with fucking Suge Knight.
And then he had the opportunity, in the re-signing to not fight with to not re-sign with Top Rank, but he goes and re-signs again. Come on, man.
I didn't get fucked over by Bob, but people Bob, so he could say that. So exactly. He can use that as an excuse for why he didn't fight nobody.
Exactly. Spence never fell over no damn ropes fighting Porter. What fucking fight was you watching? That's the problem with these fight fans. They got recency bias. I never saw Spence fall over no damn ropes fighting Porter. What the fuck you talking about? Now you making up shit. You making shit up, and you making it up bad.
What the fuck is he talking? These guys are in a cult, man. Y'all just make that's what people that's in a cult, they'll just make shit up to support their leader.
Yep.
Y'all in a cult, man.
Yep.
How the fuck Spence beat the shit out of Porter, man?
Exactly.
Y'all watching. Porter made it interesting.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Crawford wouldn't even fought Porter if Spence didn't fight him first.
Yep.
Crawford has fought, like I said.
He's talking about, I know what the fuck he's talking about. He's talking about when Porter was getting tagged up by Spence so much, he did that football move on Spence, and then Spence's head. Floyd has done that plenty of times in the Marcos Maidana fight. That's not making somebody fall. That's because they did an illegal shit, and they basically put themselves up under the ring to let the referee know, look at what the fuck this motherfucker just did to me right now. That's what he did. He did a football move on Spence.
He said it like
that wasn't no boxing move.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That wasn't no boxing move. That wasn't no punch. That wasn't no. He bum rushed Spence. I remember what the fuck you talking about. He bum rushed Spence, and then he made Spence's head go up under the ring, and then Spence punished him the rest of the round. People forget in that fight, Ross, Spence dropped Porter twice. People forget that shit. They only remember the 11th round. Spence already had previously dropped Porter.
Most of these men think like women. They think the facts don't matter.
Exactly.
They can just make up shit as they go along.
Exactly.
That's what women do, man. You in a good argument with a woman, you start bringing out facts. That bitch, she'll either defect or she'll just start making up shit that never happened.
Yep.
Y'all niggas act like women, man, when it comes
to this. Straight bitch.
It's one thing to be a fan. It's another thing to make them a whole nother reality to say. But it's just not that good. It's okay.
Nah.
He's never been that good. It's okay. If he was, he would have never been afraid to fight those guys.
This is right here tied with the next greatest comment of today. Ronald Finkley, go back and rewatch the fight with the sound of. I tell motherfuckers, when you watch these fights, don't listen to the announcers, don't listen to their bias. Because when me and Ross was covering the Crawford and Porter, we were laughing that everybody had Crawford up on the scoring card when we was looking at a fight where damn near Porter was up. What do you had it, Ross? 7-2 in Porter's favor? 8-1?
8-1.
8-1. I had that shit 9-0. I had that shit 9-0. Ross had that shit 8-1. I gave
Porter the round that he got the stoppage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was
I like the way you did that, though, in the quotations. The stoppage.
Because, man, everybody
and it's funny. It's funny that Ross didn't bring it up. But Ross, you got to bring up the point, man. What did you was saying about Crawford? Crawford was looking at somebody from outside the ring, and then all of a sudden he realized, oh shit, it's time to go and Joe Louis the shit.
Yeah, right before that, the knockdowns and shit. It's like he was getting a cue from across the ring. Like you talk to somebody across the ring, and he's like, "Oh, all right," went in there, and all of a sudden, Sean Porter couldn't take punches no more.
Exactly.
All right, get the fuck out of here, man. That shit was so fucking fake.
Man, it was
and this how you know it was fake. This how you know it was fake. When I drop my videos, I ain't get no resistance.
Yep.
Like none. Like maybe one Crawford fan. The rest was just people like, yeah, man, I thought I was the only one. That shit was definitely rigged.
Yep.
Come on, man.
A lot of people were saying that. Even the ones that was in the stands that was watching the fight was like, what fight are they watching? Porter is taking it to him. Even Andre Ward, before he did the switch up, Andre Ward has said, and he fucked up. He told the truth. Ward said, when you look at Sean Porter's body language and you look at the way that Sean Porter's fighting, his body language and the way he's fighting is letting you know he's controlling the fight. And then at the end of the fight, Ward switched that shit up. He switched the route, that shit up 180. So how you go from saying that to then all of a sudden saying Terrence Crawford is this and Terrence Crawford? Come on, man. Y'all need to stop playing here. Yeah, it's like you guys don't watch the fight that you're supposed to. Thank you, J.R. Johnson. He said that Kell Brook fight was rigged too. That shit was rigged like a motherfucker. That one was actually worse than Porter because me and Ross saw how Kell Brook was out boxing Bud. And then there was a round where all of a sudden he turned off the boxing.
I disagree. The Porter rig is probably the worst rigging in the world, man. Because they only convinced Porter fans. The whole rest of boxing is like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Think about it. It's real boxers that's saying that was a horrible stoppage.
Exactly.
That was a rig. Now this boxer saying that fight wasn't real.
Yeah, that's true.
This nigga was standing there coherent, ready to fight. He was ready to fight. He got a standing 8 count, everything, and they was like, "Oh, it's over." How it's over? I'm not leaning nothing. You can't stop a fight like that.
Yep.
Unless you were supposed to stop the fight.
Exactly.
If that was a real stoppage, and it wasn't supposed to happen that way, did you know the Nevada State Commission would be looking into Kenny Porter like he bet on the fight? The way he stopped that fight. He would be under investigation for stopping a fight like that.
Exactly.
When it was nothing wrong with his fight.
Exactly.
And this is going to show you how delusional y'all is. Y'all would accept that? What if Bud lost like that?
Exactly.
If Bud got stopped like that, was y'all accept it?
Yeah, I don't know if they would even accept that shit. Let me tell you something. When Spence stopped Crawford, my bad, go ahead.
If Bud got stopped and he was totally coherent, standing ready to go, would y'all accept that? No, the fuck y'all wouldn't. That's why anybody that's a Bud fan, I feel like they're less of a man. They don't have no integrity.
Exactly.
You ain't got no integrity.
They lack integrity. And here's the thing, Ross. When Spence stops Crawford, they're gonna say Crawford was too old. That's what they gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm already ready for them. You know how I know that? Because Max Kellerman.
But he's as great as Floyd. If Floyd was 38 years old.
Exactly.
Fuck out here with that old shit.
And Floyd, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Floyd fight Manny Pacquiao older than Bud is now with Spence?
Floyd was 38 years old when he fought Manny Pacquiao, man.
Thank you. Now here's the one that's gonna make you laugh, right? This shit gonna really make you laugh. Bud turns around here and Bud says, when I show up to 147, I want to fight all of the killers at 147, right? Danny Garcia is the first one to call him out. He tells Danny Garcia, you're asking for too much. Right. Sean Porter calls him out and he tells Sean Porter, you're a gatekeeper. I don't fight gatekeepers.
You just came to 147. So you supposed to fight. You gotta fight gatekeepers. Let's say they were gatekeepers. You gotta fight gatekeepers up until you get a fight. You don't just get no fight.
Exactly.
If you Floyd,
Keith Thurman,
you a draw.
He even ducked Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman was like, "Yo, Crawford, you ain't proven at 147. You ain't done shit at 147." You know what Crawford said? Well, I just got to 147. Keith Thurman is not the opponent that I'm looking at right now. I like to fight Keith Thurman towards the end. That's a duck.
Yeah, it is. Especially if you
That's
say
a duck.
especially if you say you want to fight the killers.
That's a duck.
It wouldn't be a duck if he ain't talked the way he was talking. But he said he want to be undisputed. He want to
fight the killers.
He want to fight.
He want to fight everybody.
Yeah.
Your Dennis Ugas has G-checked Terrence Crawford. See, I'm waiting for the Bud Man fans to tell me about Ugas. Ugas has called out Crawford plenty of times. Ugas even went as far as to say, I basically outpointed you in the amateurs 27-5. You would think that would get Terrence but Crawford mad enough to want to fight and say, motherfucker, this ain't the amateurs, this is the pros. He ducks Ugas. This is before Ugas had the WBA belt. You ducked all of the upper echelon of the welterweight division, but yet you want to sit here and say that you wanted to take on all the killers. The only reason why you have to fight Sean Porter is because you know Al Heyman and them said you can't even look Spence's way if you don't fight any of these motherfuckers, because at the end of the day, who do you have on your resume? Because what people got to understand is boxing is matchmaking. And it don't matter if you have Al Heyman's cachet. It don't matter if you have Earl Spence's superstardom. I've seen this even with Floyd. Floyd had to literally tooth and nail carry the Andre Berto fight because Andre Berto just ain't have no fucking name, period. Floyd made that shit beyond respectable because he was Floyd. But if Andre Berto had more recognition of himself,
he's just a boring person because he was in
exactly.
Fight. He has some classic fights, but he's just boring. He can't sell
boring.
People don't realize he did more than just being a good fighter to sell a fight.
Thank you.
More than that. He's so boring. He's like, man, they said you couldn't read.
Exactly. Fuck up, man.
You're a billionaire, man. What the fuck you talking about? What are you talking about now, nigga?
Exactly. Because if Andre Ward, if Andre Berto, my bad, Andre Berto, I definitely should be mixing those two. If Andre Berto was sellable, that fight would have done way more numbers than it did. This is the problem with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is not sellable. And that's what y'all don't understand. So Spence not only got to deal with that dichotomy that Bud is not even good in the ring, Bud is also not good outside of the ring too.
But that's the reason why they're his fans. These are people who weren't sellable in their life either. And so they just want him. They think boxing how boxing supposed to go. They think they're supposed to be bestowed with a payday just because. Like, no, I know in your mind, your imagination, you think shit just supposed to work out for you because that's what you wanted bad enough. But in reality, there's no such thing as manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put in the work. You can manifestation ain't doing shit but daydream. Like that girl in the 8th grade you daydream about, but you never fucked.
Mm-hmm.
To her. That was manifestation. Now the nigga who went up and talked to her, that's called action.
Yep.
Crawford don't do shit but manifest and sit around and daydream about shit he want and don't never do nothing to get it. And that's why y'all love him, because he reminds you of y'all. Y'all never went and chase y'all dreams. Y'all didn't fuck the hoes. Right? The bad bitch you wanted, somebody else always got, and you was too afraid to talk to the bitch.
Exactly.
So you root for people like you. You root for the Terrence Crawfords.
Yep.
You can't stand the Errol Spencers. The Floyd Mayweathers.
Exactly.
You're disgusted. You're disgusted with Floyd Mayweathers. Oh my God. If Ali was in his prime during this day, you wouldn't be able to stand Ali.
Mm-hmm.
You hate anybody with ultimate confidence.
Exactly.
Only can support black niggas who got white daddies.
Yep.
Because it make you feel familiar. You got to go to work and you work for your white daddy.
Beta males always want validation from alpha males. And it was mad. Bud Man fans was mad that Earl didn't go into the ring. But Earl is a superior-minded individual. He don't owe Bud shit.
First of all, that wasn't a real stoppage. Who the fuck will go in the ring and act like that's a real fight?
Exactly.
I'm not going to be a part of this fucking circus, man. That was not a real fight. Because he got to go in the ring and say, man, he's like, you stop. He got to go in there. He got to say shit like this. You stopped him, but you ain't going to stop me. How can he say that with a straight face when he know that wasn't no real stoppage?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like think about it, bro. Like, and like James Jack said, every time Errol Spence and Crawford was in the same room together talking, Crawford always left with his tail between his legs like a bitch ass nigga.
That's it.
He looked the nigga in the face and said, "I'll stop you." The
Yep.
Crawford said, "Now when I stop you," he said, "Man, listen, man, you'll never stop me. That's on my life. You can't stop me."
Exactly.
This nigga put his shit on his life, talking about you'll never stop me.
Stop me.
Think about it, man.
Yep. Yep.
He knows Bud ain't shit.
Exactly.
And y'all know Bud ain't shit. Even Bud Crawford fan know he ain't shit. Because if y'all thought Bud was better than what that people, y'all would have held Bud accountable when he didn't fight all these guys.
And y'all would have told Bud, take 40. If we believe in you, Bud, take 40%. Y'all not even holding him accountable to that.
When he ducked Danny Garcia, y'all would have held him accountable.
Yep.
When he ducked Keith Thurman, y'all would have held him accountable.
Yep.
When he ducked Tom Porter the first time, y'all would have held him accountable. Y'all didn't think he could beat those guys, so y'all was quiet, just like him.
Yep.
Y'all some fake ass boxing fans. Y'all love.
And y'all made a lot of excuses. Oh well, he can't fight Sean Porter. Sean Porter, a gatekeeper. Danny Garcia don't deserve that kind of payday. Even Keith Thurman, when he ducked Keith Thurman, he said, "Well, Keith Thurman even deserved a bigger payday than Danny Garcia because Keith Thurman, out of all of them, had 2 fucking belts.
Check this out.
He once upon a time he had 2 fucking belts. So how he don't deserve a big payday?
He's the nigga that gets getting paid $2.5 million a fight, telling that nigga he don't deserve a payday. How the fuck you know what nigga deserve? You barely get a payday yourself. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Come on, man.
You had 147 getting paid $2.5 million a fight.
Exactly. That's why Tank was like. That's why he can't stand Tank because
Tank get paid more than him, man.
You know what Tank said to Crawford? Tank said this was started a beef. Tank put on Twitter, "Oh, bum ass nigga always wearing the same Coogee shirt over and over again. You ain't making the money I'm making. Shut the fuck up." Once that happened, that started a chain reaction between the both.
He always wear the same V-neck with that same shoe jacket. You keep wearing that shit.
Oh shit!
Hey, bro, you can't wear nothing that loud that many times. That shit gotta be once a year. And you're a celebrity, bro. When you wear it, you gotta wear it where they no cameras at. And they don't already see you in that.
Man, fuck Earl, though. Hey, I'm about to say this shit, man. Fuck Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. Gervonta Tank Davis will knock out Terrence Crawford, man. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, man.
I honestly believe that shit.
Nigga that nigga got stopped by Kambosos, so I don't got no respect for that nigga chin.
That's true, J.R. Johnson. Tank also said in the interview he didn't see nothing special from Bud. He didn't.
But go down to Bernard Goins. Bernard Gaines. The reason why Bud fans love Bud is because they jealous of Spence. And they are mad because they know deep down he's better than Bud. They know it, man.
They know it. They
tired of seeing that type of nigga win.
Exactly.
But you don't realize is that mindset is not a masculine mindset. Your mother gave you that mindset, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep that mindset. You can get delivered today.
Yep.
You can come down to Austin today, man. You can get delivered, bro. You can get delivered today, man, because you don't have to leave with that mindset. That mindset was given to you by your mom.
Yep.
That you just sitting back and you just hating on niggas that doing good in your life, man.
Mm-hmm.
Your father was too busy working, nigga, getting it. He ain't had no time to be judging nobody, man. He's too busy getting it.
Yep.
You get that shit from your mama. Sitting around mad at nigga because he winning.
Exactly.
I can't stand these niggas. We winning too much, man. I can't wait till Floyd Mayweather lose. That's you probably want Floyd to lose.
Exactly.
Now y'all want Errol Spence to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about Bud because y'all did. Bud want to have the action 50-50. He'll be getting it.
And you know how you can tell they ain't give a fuck about Bud? Because when Bud said what he said against Canelo, they turned on Bud.
Right. They said, "Shut up, nigga, you trash." And Bud was telling the truth. But think about Bud, Bud do the same thing. He be ducking too.
Oh, shit.
Well, Bud was telling the truth because Canelo did that, right?
Uh-huh.
As soon as he said that shit, his own fans said, "Shut up, nigga, you trash." Canelo better than you.
Yeah, that's why I had got on that Raging Babe on Twitter because she said Bud brings everybody together. Bud brings old people together. Bud brings black people together. Bud brings white people. And I'm sitting down scratching my head and I'm like, the pay-per-view numbers don't say that though. The people in the stands don't say that though. So where the fuck you getting that shit from? When I look at Spence fight, that's what I see.
First of all,
so what the fuck you talking about?
Bud bring everybody together. Where the fuck do he bring them to? Because he don't bring them to the fights. So where the fuck does Bud bringing these niggas to? Because they don't buy those fights.
Exactly.
I know where he bring them to. He be having a little cookouts with the white people and shit in front of his house.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where he bring them to.
And dancing with them to get their validation. They go and then have his wife. They go Bud. They go Bud.
Yeah, Bud just be at the end of the day. That's why I say I don't trust nobody from Top Rank, man. I never knew Top Rank to do nothing but be smoking mirrors. Bud be capping, man.
Yep.
Bud came to 47 to do nothing but cap. And then all cap, he all bark, no bite, man.
Why you think I say
he ain't bit nobody yet, man.
Walking behind the damn fence.
He ain't bit nobody yet, man. Because we being honest, this is the reason why I don't give him no. Let's say he did stop Sean, right?
Yep.
Let's say that was a legit stoppage.
Mm-hmm.
You could have fought Sean before Spence did, but you waited until after Spence beat him up to fight him?
Yep.
You still don't get no credit for that.
Nah, you still.
Now he probably fight Danny Garcia now. Now he'll fight Danny Garcia. But earlier he said he don't fight people like Danny Garcia. And Danny
Garcia, he ain't gonna fight Danny Garcia. He can't fight Danny Garcia because Danny Garcia is a 154 pounder now.
Well,
Danny Garcia got retired out of 147. Danny Garcia moved himself up to 154.
There goes that.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it, man. Bud is a dude who y'all felt was similar to Floyd Mayweather Jr., but you don't really know about Floyd's career. That's why you said that.
This comment right here was disturbing with boxing. Y'all counting pockets and attendance and not boxing ability. This is chatty patty behavior. Y'all gang paying for promotional outfits like they cut a check. Hilarious. This is what makes me laugh. We've been talking about boxing the whole fucking time. And not only have we been talking about boxing the whole time, we're trying to teach you motherfuckers that y'all not getting it. It's bigger than just fucking boxing. It always has been.
First of all, an idiot is the only type of nigga that would say, stop talking about money. Boxing is money.
Exactly.
Let me explain something to y'all niggas because y'all niggas don't understand economics and you don't understand basic common sense.
No.
Before a football season, before baseball, everybody get paid. Before NBA season going to play, they have this thing called the collective bargaining agreement.
Facts.
You get to know who could get paid, what, when they gonna get paid, how they gonna get paid, what happens if they get suspended, blase. Everybody set in stone. And boxing, there's no CBA. They have to negotiate fight to fight.
Exactly.
So this is the reason why the fights happen the way they happen. It happens because you don't have a CBA that's saying, no, this is fair, this is what y'all gonna do.
Yep.
So you would have a nigga like Bud talking about I deserve 50-50, and you looking at Bud like, bro, no the fuck you don't.
Exactly.
Bro, you ain't hear them crickets in your last fight, nigga?
Yep.
Those crickets, like real loud crickets in the back, nigga. We heard it. So you gotta understand one thing. And because people are delusional in boxing,
and
they don't have no integrity, the fights can't happen the way you want them to happen.
Yep.
Because you, as a fight fan, a dumb one at that, say a nigga who's way more valuable should take less because one nigga delusional. What? That's like
make no sense.
That's like somebody else getting your evaluation at work just because they say they better than you, but they have no proof that they better than you.
Facts.
You got all the numbers, right? You the one that put in the extra time at work. You the one that make sure that y'all stay in the black, blase, whatever the fuck you do for your work. You give the other shit to another guy because he convince people he's just as good as you, but there's no proof thereof.
Exactly.
I would say this was 50-50 if Bud had 2 belts.
Yep.
I say fuck it. Even though Spence do better numbers, fuck it. Bud got 2 belts. Bud got one belt, and he got the WBO belt at that. It's not even respected like that. Let's be honest. The WBO belt not even respected like that.
Man, that shit about to phase out like the IBO.
That shit ain't even respected. Nobody ain't honoring the WBO. That's a top belt. Every welterweight that got whooped that didn't unify had a WBO belt.
Exactly. And when they talk boxing, they talk the WBC, they talk the WBC, they talk the IBF and the WBA. They never talk WBO, man.
The WBO get passed around between top ranked fighters. It's where the trash fighters always keep the belt. Think about it, man. That belt is trash, man. Just like the fight that motherfucker, man. And that's the thing. Y'all can't say forget about the money. The money and the politics make the fight.
Exactly.
You think the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight is that big if it's two black fighters? No, they played off the strength that it was race involved. That's what made it big. They played off the strength that he knows this is serious, bro. They played
You got me rolling, dog.
Why you being serious? They played off the strength that it was race involved.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it became big. Because white people just want to support a white man. It didn't even matter that he wasn't even from America.
Facts.
And they wouldn't even watch boxing. They're like, man, we're gonna root for this white motherfucker.
Yep.
That's what's the politics and the money.
Yep.
Without that, there ain't no fight. So you can't say Spence is either just take 50-50. If he decide to do that, he did him a favor. He don't gotta do that.
Nope.
This motherfucker need to fight somebody real.
Exactly.
And if he that skilled, why he don't do what Floyd Mayweather do? When he ain't Floyd Mayweather had no fights at 147, he went up to 154 with niggas easy.
Yep.
Why don't Bud do that? Why don't Bud go to 154, win a belt, get his cachet up, come back down and fight Errol Spence? Why he don't do that if he that great?
And y'all keep saying we talking about money, but he just mentioned a fundamental point. Why Bud keeps saying he deserves 50-50. And why did Bud drop a comment on Twitter? I said that shit to Ross where Bud was saying, y'all always saying a fighter needs to take less. What is he talking about? Isn't that money?
That's money.
That he's talking about?
Bud
so what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Bud can talk about money, but Errol Spence can't. But last time I checked, Bud didn't do shit to be demanding anything.
Exactly.
Let's be honest, man. Okay. He beat Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn out wrestled Manny Pacquiao.
Yep.
He beat Jeff Horn. After that, who you beat? Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
You barely got past.
Who Benavidez. Just got out of a fucking motorcycle car crash? Fuck out of here, man.
After that, he beat Benavidez. After that, we fight after that. Jeff, Mean Green.
Amir Khan.
Then he fought Amir Khan and hit him in the hip, and the fight got stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Then he fought Mean Green.
Mm-hmm.
Then he fought who he fight?
Kell
Brook. After Spence already fought him.
Yep.
So who gets most of the credit? The nigga who did it first, or the nigga who did it Johnny come lately?
Facts.
If me and Heknows go to smash a brother, Heknows hit her first, he cold as fuck.
Yep.
It ain't the same if I hit her.
Yep.
He hit her when she was cold, she was fresh on the block. Nobody knew who she was.
Exactly.
I hit her later.
Yep.
I still get props. Yeah, I hit her, smashed her, bro. But I can't front on him. I can front on everybody else. I can't front on everybody that now smashed that bitch body. Body like, all right, so what, nigga? I took a virginity. There's a difference when you take a bitch virginity. Some of y'all niggas don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. When you take a woman's virginity, it's a difference, man.
Yep.
It's a difference, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't understand that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, understand it. Coming behind somebody and doing something is not as great as when it's done the first time.
Yep.
When Floyd beat Ricky Hatton was undefeated. Pacquiao victory ain't shit. Floyd beat Ricky Hatton that was undefeated. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all steady trying to say, well, Crawford better because Crawford beat these guys better than Spence. Ain't they supposed to get beat better than Spence?
Exactly.
Spence already fucked them up. Let's act like these fights were even real. Let's act like the Kell Brook fight wasn't. Let's act like it wasn't staged. Don't you expect that? Y'all was happy, y'all was geeking like he did something that y'all didn't expect.
Exactly.
I would have more respect for him if he would have stopped a game Danny Garcia.
Yep.
Than a Kell Brook that already been stopped several times.
Yep.
But ain't shit. Y'all make him to be something because y'all want to have your own Mayweather. Y'all realize y'all got Errol Spencer's the next Mayweather.
Exactly.
Not Bud.
Mm-hmm.
That old Bud slick like he's not slick like Mayweather. He get touched up too
No.
much.
No, you
That's
get hit too
Omaha
much.
shit. He's slick like Omaha. He's not boxing slick. He's steady getting hit and be getting hurt.
Yep.
And
steady getting wobbled. You know how many times he was shaking his head after Sean Porter was tagging him up? Sean Porter just didn't have enough pop to drop his ass. That motherfucker was getting tagged up.
And
when you see a fighter shake their head and they smile, it's because they got hit with a good shot. Mm-hmm. He did that a lot.
And relax, calm down. You make a good point. That's why I don't want Thurman nowhere near this shit. I don't trust niggas like Thurman. Thurman will probably dive as well. That's the truth.
We'll see. This is the thing. Relax, calm down, and chill. We don't know that. Bro, we don't know that yet. And Thurman's not a Spence leftover. So we don't know that yet. That's to be tuned. My thing is this. See, Ross made the point. Crawford has not fought anybody at 147. So Crawford needs to fight somebody that's not connected to Spence, and he needs to fight somebody that's not a Spence leftover. That's what I want to see. Now, if that happens, and when that fight actually takes place, if there's something suspicious that alludes to it being a dive, then yes, we will entertain that. But for right now, we don't know because Thurman is not a Spence leftover.
But there's a reason why he ain't a Spence leftover. It's not like he's that shit. He's the shit. That nigga, he duck and dive.
He ducked him.
So he capable of anything. I'll never forgive that nigga for losing that fight against Manny Pacquiao, man.
Oh, I won't forgive. I don't forgive him worse than you because
I knew he was going to lose. I knew he was going to lose, but I wanted to be wrong.
Man,
I wanted to be wrong.
And here's the thing.
So much shit.
And here's the thing. In that fight, if you could tell, if his ass was more fucking active, he actually would have won the fight. Because there was shit that he was doing in the fight that was actually pretty good. If his ass was fucking active, he could have won the fucking fight.
It was a good fight, but guess what? This nigga always get hurt, man.
That's true.
Dropped, and then he get hurt so bad to where it looked bad, man. It took him 3 minutes or two minutes to recover from a body shot. Like, God,
yep.
Manny Pacquiao don't even dig to the body like that. It took him 2 minutes to recover. Looking bad, running around with his mouthpiece in his hand and shit. I'm like, this nigga.
Wait. This motherfucker keeps saying check the purse splits, but Danny Garcia has a better resume than Terrence Crawford. So Danny Garcia did deserve 40% against Spence. To be honest with you, we're saying Crawford 40% is gracious. Crawford don't even deserve 40%. What the fuck are you talking about?
A 40% fight with Crawford would be more money he ever made in his fucking career, man. For one fight. He need to take that shit and be happy, man.
Exactly.
Like y'all act like Crawford, y'all like Crawford Floyd. That's the problem. Y'all think Crawford Floyd. Floyd could dictate. Crawford need to take whatever's given to him.
Exactly.
He be going having fights in Omaha, still don't be selling them shits up.
Hey, relax, calm down, chill. Yes, he hasn't fought in 3 years, but Crawford is not fooling nobody. Crawford is sitting here fighting Spence leftovers and thinking that he's actually doing something for the welterweight division. To me, that ain't doing nothing. That's going behind another man and basically taking his leftovers. I don't respect that shit. That motherfucker needs to fight somebody that's not connected to Spence. And Crawford and Thurman's not connected to Spence because Thurman was smart enough to duck Spence. So he need to fight him. And relax, calm down, saying Thurman don't want Ennis, Ortiz, who's left. Thurman don't need to fight none of those motherfuckers. Thurman was once a 2-time champion. See, y'all, that's the problem with y'all boxing fans. Y'all got trajectories fucked up. Ennis and Ortiz are prospects. They need to be fighting each other. The trajectory of Thurman and them is the trajectory of Undisputed. These guys have been in the welterweight division. They've already earned their keep at the welterweight division. They need to be fighting motherfuckers at that level. Stop mentioning Ennis and stop mentioning Ortiz.
He knows. I want to you, but Thurman, I don't like this guy. And I don't like him.
I know. That's why you going after his head.
And that motherfucker held up the welterweight division for so long. I feel like this bitch should start from the bottom. He's the only one I feel like that about. He should start from the bottom because he had it all.
You see, Ross speaking from the fact, and I understand where Ross coming from. Ross speaking from the fact that Thurman been pissed his ass off. Yeah. But what I'm saying is logical though. Like trajectory, y'all being disrespectful. Y'all being disrespectful. Those are
the fights that he could get. He got to take now. Thurman can't demand anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
See how he's trying to demand a title shot? He can't demand shit. He had to wait to see if people gonna give him a chance.
But let's be honest. We sat here the whole time and said Bud is trash. We sat here the whole time and said, who the fuck is Bud fought? So technically, because of the trajectory of Bud, Thurman should be able to have that fight. Like Thurman can't come out the gate and ask for a Spence fight or ask for a Ugas fight. Those are legitimate champions. But Crawford is not a legitimate champion. He beat a Jeff Horn who technically won a fight from a controversial Manny Pacquiao. So technically, Bud's championship belt is in question.
I think you misunderstand my point. If Bud had nobody else to fight, then yeah, but if he got somebody else to fight, then fuck Thurman at the end of the day.
No, I got your point, Ross, but I'm just saying Bud is I want you to see this point too. Bud is a champion in question. You want to know why? Jeff Horn didn't even beat Manny Pacquiao.
I know why.
Jeff Horn didn't even beat Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao beat Jeff Horn, but they robbed Manny Pacquiao. So really, is Bud a legitimate champion to start with? If he got his belt, did he get his belt off of legitimate reasoning? No. So technically, Bud is not a legitimate champion because he beat a Jeff Horn who technically won a robbery against Manny Pacquiao. You get the point that I'm trying to say?
Well, me personally, I think that fight was so ugly that it probably should have been a draw. I don't feel like Manny Pacquiao got robbed because Manny Pacquiao don't know how to box. He fights ugly. They was in there.
But if it was a draw, that means Manny Pacquiao should have retained his belt, right?
They was in that bitch just having a regular fight, man. You know what I'm saying? So when he lost, I said, good. That's what he deserved, man.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be in the game this long and still don't know how to clinch, don't know how to box and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give you this. The only active champion he beat at 147, active champion, is Jeff Horn.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, don't nobody owe that bitch Thurman nothing, man. He needs to be very humble and be grateful if they decide to let him fight, man.
Exactly.
Because when he had 2 belts, he's always talking about 2 people beneath him. This bitch that nigga will still call out Mayweather. Mayweather was retired. Try fighting the active champions, man. Why the fuck you call out Mayweather? And that's the thing. I know if Thurman fuck around and win, he gonna duck, man.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna duck, man. Like it's gonna be a waste of time. That's why I just want this shit to be over with. What they should make a super. They should make a super 4 or super 6 in the welterweight right now, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Make that shit happen, man. That way Crawford can't duck no more.
Yep.
Make him duck right now. Fuck it. Throw Thurman in there. Make it a super 4. Throw Thurman in there. Fuck it. Let him fight Crawford. And the winner got to fight the winner of the Errol Spence Ugas. Or get stripped. That's how you do it. If you win, you got to fight an X amount of time or you got to vacate. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to admit, man, Bud is the most overrated boxer right now at 147. We got to admit, bro. He's the most overrated boxer at 140. But you got to understand what the reason why Spence, the reason why you can't say Spence is fighting Thurman leftovers is because all those guys Spence called out and they ducked him. Have you ever seen Crawford call out any of these guys that he ducked? Hell no. They called him out. He ain't returned the call. Oh shit! He knows you still there.
No, I'm still there. I'm laughing at you, though. I'm taking in everything that you're saying.
Yeah. But got called out. He ain't do no calling out, and he ain't returned the call. Spence called out everybody that dunked him. So it's on them to make the fight. He's the B side. He was the B side. Remember?
Yeah.
When you the B side, you at everybody else's mercy. They ain't want to make the fight. He had to force their hand.
Exactly.
Bud came right to 147, got a title shot right away. They ain't do shit with it. Still got the same belt.
Yep.
How did that happen? You got a title shot right away. You ain't have to earn your title shot like Spence did.
Yep.
And you still just got one belt? Come on, man. You ain't trying to fight nobody. Think about it, man. Y'all Terrence Crawford fans know y'all telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. Y'all know Bud ducked Danny Garcia, man. Talking about he asked for too much. The only thing he was asking for was $4 million, $5 million. God damn. What the fuck? He asking for too much. Yeah, man. That's disgusting, dog.
No, you got to keep going, man. Your diatribes is killing everything.
Yeah, man. Everybody know, man. Even Bud fans know that Bud's the sun is setting on Bud's career. Everybody know that. Everybody know that, man. The sun is setting. like Mufasa said, one day the sun will set on my time. The sun is setting on Bud's career, bro. And you are delusional. You're delusional if you don't accept that fact that Bud's near the end of his career. He can't go to 140. He can't go to 154 because he can't fight. He's not that skilled.
My bad, man. It's the thing with the phone, man. You're right. The sun will set on Bud's career. and
His resume is overrated like Floyd.
No, I'm glad you used the Mufasa reference.
Spence resume is overrated like Floyd's.
That dude's capping, man.
Yeah, some of these people, you can tell, bro. Just the highlight of their life. Getting on social media and being able to say something negative about some alpha males. It's the highlight of their life. It's the only time they get attention. They attach themselves to niggas that don't even know they exist. Spence resume is overrated like Floyd. You trying to say Spence got one of the best resumes of all time? Anybody resume that's compared to Floyd's is going to be a top-notch fighter.
And you know what? Now that you said that, here's the other thing too.
Hold on.
Relax, calm down, and chill.
Bud, pound for pound, you're a family man. What? Just when do that matter? He's a family man that has been with the same woman before his rise to riches. He gives back to the community as well. And his friends aren't losers like Yellow Bree. What the hell do that got to do with boxing, man? So that's what we make a pound for pound? If that's the case, Tyson Fury pound for pound. Every time he fight, he say he give away his whole check. So he say. Tyson Fury say he fights for free. He give away his whole check to the poor. Y'all be believing that stupid shit? Bud don't make enough money to give back to the community. So what is y'all talking about? Bud make enough money to be giving back to the community. That nigga's broke, man. What y'all talking for? A boxer, Bud ain't got no money to be given to the community. Mm-hmm. Stop playing, man. Mm-hmm. You said the man pound for pound because he been fucking the same woman all his life. Shut up. So Floyd ain't shit because he got bad because he got a lot of hoes. Y'all be saying that's the thing. You see that? He's pound for pound. Go back to that shit. He's pound for pound. He a beta. So in y'all mind, if a nigga alpha male, y'all got smoke and beef with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, Bud pound for pound of the ring because he's a family man that has been with the same woman. So basically, y'all would be with one woman at a time.
No, this motherfucker is the happy wife, happy life type.
Bud just made 6 million. Tom a hater. He just made 6 million. I'm a hater. He just made 6 million. I'm a hater. You know how much money real cash cows make in a fight?
Oh shit.
You know how much money a real cash cow makes in a fight? 50, 30, 20, 30, 40, 50.
You see what he did? He shrugged his shoulder, Ross. When I said happy wife, happy life, he shrugged his shoulder like, okay. Like he accepted it.
Exactly. And his wife is sucking somebody's dick. And she's probably fucking somebody on her, man. Because ain't no such thing as happy wife, happy life. It's happy alpha.
Oh shit.
It's happy alpha, happy wife.
There you go.
She make you happy, then the house is happy.
There you go.
If you make her happy, and she knows she not making you happy, she's making another nigga happy. Because
there you go.
Always making somebody happy. If
it
ain't you, it's another man.
Yep. Exactly. Better get that right. You better get that right. You better learn. You better get the notepad out and get to the damn scribbling.
If that bitch ain't making me happy, she has to go.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Out of here, man. If I ain't happy, nobody happy in this motherfucker. Everybody gotta get up 6 fucking morning. I'm banging pots and pans and everything.
Yep.
I'm being petty. Get the fuck out this house. All y'all get out. Come back at 5 o'clock in the evening. I'm sending this bitch by myself.
Exactly.
Ain't no happy wife, happy wife. That's the reason why so many betas now.
Yep.
But I go to show you my point earlier. These are the type of men who they're intimidated by alphas. They don't like niggas like Errol Spence. Like, why does he get to get so confident? Why he get to get all the hoes?
Here we go, Ross. Ooh, out of context, boy. Out of context.
I'm false, man. You the one that just said that. That he pound for pound because he been having the sex with the same woman all his life. He a family man. You don't know he a family man. You don't know this man life. You know
exactly. You're not around 24/7. But could be.
We used to think Jada Pinkett was a family woman, didn't we?
Exactly.
You don't know what the hell going on in these people's lives, man.
Exactly.
You talking about he a pound for pound fighter because he been with the same woman all his life. Shut up.
And the fact that exactly. The fact that you have to say this, I'm the head of this home. Oh, that's very disturbing.
Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. I was the head of my home when I was 21 years old. The head of my home.
Oh,
never saying no stupid shit like happy wife, happy life. She already knew off the rip. If I was happy, it was gonna be smoke.
That's it.
Straight up. She happy when she made me happy. I'm not sitting around this bitch upset and whining and complaining to my mama and shit. No, if I ain't happy, it's smoking this motherfucker.
Yeah, we have a problem. We have a fundamental problem.
And I don't believe in agree to disagree. If I'm right, I'm fucking right. If you don't like
That's
me,
it. That's it.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, if I was nigga, I tell my own mama I was right. Take that ass with me, but I still told her. So take shit off no bitch. Take nothing off my own mama. Take nothing off. Yeah? Rest in peace to my mom. Take nothing off no woman. That's the reason why y'all some Bud fans, man. You think Bud like you, but you don't even know Bud personal life. You don't know if Bud, you don't know if he got a side bitch or nothing.
Man, he could be smashing. He could be smashing on that. They go Bud. They go Bud.
Yeah, you don't know that. He's still a low class celebrity. I mean, he can still smash the regular shits.
Man, I saw him. You remember that Christy Lathy show? The show where he was on with that white chick?
Whenever you start talking real truth, niggas start talking about you drunk.
Exactly. You remember when we was watching that Christy, I think her name is Christy Lathy. She's the white one that's interviewing all of these black athletes or whatever. She even had Lamar Jackson on her show one time.
Yeah, what about?
But if you watch that show, I think she's on Fox or some shit like that. If you watch that show, Bud was so mesmerized. That shit was hilarious.
Right. She not
like he lost his faculties and he lost all of his beings all together throughout the show. That's how I know These guys don't know what they're talking about.
Right. Buzz a family man. Motherfucker, we thought Jada Pinkett was a family woman too.
Mm-hmm.
Till last year when she started having entanglements and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch started getting tangled up.
This dude said sinner. So what are you?
Sure.
So what are you? You're a saint. You're a saint.
First of all, if you're gonna be talking about the Bible and learning, the Bible said we all sinners.
There you go. Whoosh.
What are you talking about? That means you
sit your ass down.
No matter what.
Sit your ass down.
Sure, man. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, sure. You got this, dog. You got this, man.
At the end of the day, Bud gonna get stopped.
You know what's going on right. You know what's going on right now. His woman's listening in, so he got to talk right.
Right. I bet you won't say you the man of the house again.
Exactly.
What are you talking about, nigga? This nigga told some strangers, I'm the man of this house.
Sure, buddy. You have to
You know when I tell niggas that slim shit about me, I'm like, yeah, sure. I will never tell no stranger I'm the man of my crib.
Hey, here you go. Did you keep the Sabbath day? Answer the question. Today's Saturday.
No, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Ask him, do you even know when the Sabbath day is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you asking, do you know what day it is?
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody say nothing. I want to know.
I was about to screw him over, but Ross told me don't say nothing.
Do you know what day it is? Well, you asking when you get the Sabbath?
Exactly.
You're right. You don't know.
Exactly.
Right. And until you say that, I ain't saying nothing. Niggas be trying to hold you to accountability biblically, and they don't even know what they're talking about.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Jack Ross. I call them the righteous retarded.
Talking about did you keep the Sabbath? He don't even know when the Sabbath day is. You read the Bible all day, huh? You got that church, man. That church.
Oh man!
Do you keep the Sabbath? Shut up! Shut up, man! Shut up!
Oh,
I bet you probably went to the store today, bought all type of shit today. I bet you, if you don't know, today's the Sabbath, and you up here talking with me.
And this is what I'm talking about. Ross be chastising me, saying he knows we got to be serious, but Ross is straight roasting these people. I can't help but to laugh, man.
Yeah, man, like, bro, like,
oh, shoot.
See how quiet he got because he don't know when the Sabbath is.
Because he's not sure. He Google it right now. He Google it.
Right, he don't know when the Sabbath is, but he asking us, did we keep it?
Yeah. Because boy, once you find out, you're gonna realize, oh shoot, I'm telling them one thing, and I'm in a bind right now.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. He ain't even gonna come back. I guarantee you probably don't even come back.
Shoot.
If we come back, he gonna try to change the subject.
No, this is what happened. His lady was in the room, he got offended.
Right.
And his lady started looking at him like, okay, if you try to be like them, you ain't getting none tonight.
Exactly.
And he started saying, hey man, you a sinner. You
a sinner. Talking about Terrence Crawford pound for pound because
you're
the same woman. You don't know who Terrence Crawford been with, man.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. This dude probably on Pornhub right now.
Buddy, he need to stop playing, man. The Sabbath. You ain't know when the Sabbath is.
There you go.
Back and forth, wasn't we? All of a sudden, he disappeared.
Yeah, he disappeared for real.
That's why I said don't say nothing, because I know those types don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And I knew you did. So you don't have to justify yourself to him. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Did y'all keep the Sabbath today? Shut up. Be quiet, man. Be quiet, homie.
Oh shoot.
Thurman's so hungry to fight. You feel bad because he missed his son. Man, fuck Thurman. You know what I mean? It'll be good if he got a shot. Okay, cool. But if he don't, okay, cool. I don't care about Thurman. Thurman should have.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't
I
really
ain't feel
care
sorry
about
for
Thurman
somebody who
either.
lose to a 40-year-old.
Yeah,
You lost to Manny Pacquiao. He's supposed to win that fight.
exactly.
Talking cash shit. Talking about, I don't care what steroids Manny Pacquiao is. He can't beat me. When he said it, I knew he was gonna lose.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
He knows he's trying to convince me. I said, man, I don't know. And then I watched
Yeah.
the press conference. And this nigga said, I don't care what power pellets Manny Pacquiao take. He can't beat me.
Honestly, when Ross brought it to me that Manny Pacquiao was gonna be on roids, at that moment, I knew Thurman lost, but I had to hold serve with my prediction. I knew it, but I had to hold serve because in the back of my mind, I was like, oh shit, he gonna get knocked out. He gonna get knocked out.
It was too late because you had already started the Thurman
Exactly. So I had to hold serve. Because if you guys watch towards the end, I wasn't as confident. When I was just dropping the video just to drop it because I was like, you know what, I can't backtrack. But once I found out that Pacquiao was on steroids, I said in the back of my mind, I said, "Oh shit, Thurman's fucked."
I was like, bro, I don't think he's gonna win this fight, bro.
Nah, because if you look at the Ugas fight, that's why Ugas beat him senseless. There was no enhancements.
No enhancements. you was in there, man. No Super Saiyan, no nothing. He was like Steve Rogers with no serum. And they get pummeled.
Man, if y'all want to see the best live we ever had, y'all need to go back and watch the Spence Ugas, the Ugas Pacquiao live that we did, man. We had the most fun with that one. Because we both were celebrating Pacquiao being retired.
Got his ass whooped, man. I was so happy for that shit.
Ooh, we had so much Pactons cursing us out. What?
And this is how you know Pacquiao fans, they don't care about boxing. They've been gone ever since this nigga got whooped. Like, bro, I haven't seen a Pacquiao fan on my channel yet.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I gotta find a way to bring them out the woodwork because when they come, they give you at least 500 views just by themselves.
And then Pacquiao fans were talking shit. They were saying, "Boy, Earl gonna get beat up. He's fighting against Pac-Man, blah blah blah," and they disappeared.
He got stopped by fucking Ugas.
Nah, let me G-check this cat right here. First of all, Ugas is a dog. Do not put Boots in the same breath with fucking Ugas, man. That's disrespectful, man.
These young niggas,
they don't do that.
They want Boots to be so fired. Okay,
yeah.
If Boots so fired, then he need to fight Virgil Ortiz.
There you go. And he needs to fight Blair Cobbs, who called him out. Blair Cobbs took his hand, pulled him to himself, and said, "Look here, we're gonna fight March 11th." He ducked Blair Cobbs twice. Why y'all not calling out for that shit?
And then how the fuck he gonna say Blair Cobbs ain't on my level like he a champion?
Yeah.
Like, you have not reached the level yet.
Exactly.
Young guy, you haven't done anything to say somebody not on your level.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
So stop being disrespectful, man. Stop saying Boots is on the same level with Ugas, who retired Manny Pacquiao. Y'all some disrespectful boxing fans. Jaguar Assassin said Boots ballet dancing as facts.
He was being fed like a little ass baby.
Yeah.
Like,
y'all be taking in y'all take in too much shit that all of these channels tell y'all. And see, if I took in all the garbage that these other channels told me, I wouldn't be the person that I am. To be honest with you, Ross is like that too. I'm so much in my lane and what I'm doing because I know what I'm doing is already superior to what everybody else is doing. I don't need to be focused on what these people are doing. It's just that simple.
I don't get it, man. Like, bro, niggas always talking about Boots, but not having them in the right sentence.
No.
My niggas ain't never said Boots need to fight Ortiz.
Yeah. Why he ain't fighting Gary Antoine Russell? I mean, why he ain't fighting Blair Cobbs? This is his trajectory. Y'all put these fighters on the wrong trajectory. Boots is a prospect, an unproven prospect. That's what he is. He's not even a fucking contender.
You're a prospect, bro. Think about it. You got to fight somebody that, so if you ask me, you got to beat another top level prospect to become the contender, or you got to beat a contender themselves.
Exactly.
Neither him or Virgil Ortiz deserve to be in these sentences they are putting them in.
Exactly.
And the fact that they not fighting each other, let me know they not. All's gonna happen is Boots getting a fight with Errol Spence. Is he gonna get stopped, and then people gonna say he was too down.
Yep. That's it.
Spence ain't gonna get no credit for whooping this little nigga.
Yeah.
So why even fight him? Fuck it, man. Boots ain't talking
The
about
one time, the one time that Spence had a FaceTime with him, he was starstruck. Spence said, "I'm the big dog, you the young pup." This motherfucker was starstruck.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was on there with Gilly the Kid and shit. He was acting like he wasn't acting like he wanted to fight.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking no smoke on that shit. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing, man?"
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like all frantic and shit. Like he was geek. He was geek to be talking to Errol Spence, man.
Yeah, he was like a fan.
He's trying to get a payday.
Exactly.
He ain't trying to fight Errol Spence, man.
And y'all want to know where everything started with Monty Brown? Is when Monty Brown erroneously said that Boots is the next Spence. So I fact checked him on that. Right. I said, how? How is Boots the next Spence? And Monty Brown didn't have nothing to say after that.
I told you he was going to come back and he wasn't going to be on topic. Like we said.
You're not even on topic right now. Oh, what day is the Sabbath day, by the way?
What day is the Sabbath day? Since you talk with the Bible and repent.
Yeah.
How you going to tell somebody to repent? You don't know when the Sabbath day is.
Exactly.
When is the Sabbath day?
We're not going to address you until you tell us what day is the Shabbat. I don't even know if you knew that it was the Shabbat. If that's what it was actually called.
He don't know that shit.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
You're just talking. How you gonna tell somebody to repent and you don't even know when the Sabbath day is?
Mm-hmm. Easy going zero Sacramento.
Nobody asked you, man.
Nobody asked you, motherfucker.
Nobody asked you.
Helping him out. We was trying to get him to say it. The fuck?
And the fact that he never answered, he didn't know. He still going to church Sunday.
And the fact that you sat there and helped them, that's the thing with these beta males. They're always helping each other out. Why the fuck you helping them out? We spent all of this time. We spent all of this fucking time trying to get the information out of him, and you gonna help him out. That's why your ass laughing. Because you know damn well what I said was the truth. He's like, my fault.
Man, he's struggling. He's struggling, man. He came back and then say nothing about the Sabbath day. So I told him I need to repent for the Lord is coming. Shut up.
Well, now that Easy N0 Sacramento helped him, well, relax, calm down, and chill. Now Ross was gonna tell you breaking the Shabbat. Because if it's today and you cursing us out and you getting after us, you're not technically in line yourself. So what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, first of all, it's easy to say somebody breaking the Sabbath when you don't know what day it is, number one. And then when we don't know what you've done today. So we don't know what you've done today. You could have went to the store.
It's very clear what he did, Ross. He judged us falsely. He made false witness against us because he said things about us that's not true. So he already broke so many things, dog. He bare false witness against his neighbor. We're his neighbors, and he just did that. So let's not even get started. He put stuff on us that he put titles and shit on us that wasn't even true. So he lied against his neighbor. Dude, you broke a lot. You broke a lot today.
Well, you're a sinner. Like, how do you know that? What? Even Paul said sometimes my language is harsh.
Yep.
What he meant by that? You think Paul was asking people nicely?
Yep.
My language is harsh to me. Sometimes I got to curse people out, man.
Exactly.
These words are just words.
Yep.
It's your intention behind these words are just words, man.
Yep.
And nowhere in the Bible it say you're not supposed to curse.
Yep.
Nowhere in the Bible it say you say this word you're gonna go to hell, man.
Yep.
Christians made that up.
Yep.
Be quiet, man. Everybody be talking about the Sabbath day. Don't even know what they be talking about. He's flying, bro. You don't know Sabbath day it's ended already anyway. The sundown, man. It's over with.
Exactly. It's over with.
It's over with, man.
Mm-hmm.
So what you talking about? It's from sun up, it's from sundown, it's from sundown to sundown.
Sun up to sundown. There you go.
Yeah, so what you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about. Talk about like, be quiet, man.
Yeah, man. Go sit your ass down somewhere, man.
Where about keep your wife happy before you get left? Where keep your wife happy before you get left, dog?
Nah, you know what she gonna do? You know what already she gonna do because he already fucked up. She gonna give the illusion to tell him, yeah, if you just stop, you good. And then when he stopped, she gonna remind him later, nah, you was talking shit earlier with these boys. So it's you screwed for tonight. You on punishment tonight.
Hey, Jaguar Assassin going hard on niggas. Golly.
Ooh, shoot. Exactly.
I know what I be talking about. Because I know you're not supposed to be judgmental and be assuming people not keeping the Sabbath.
Exactly.
Don't even know when the Sabbath is.
Yep.
When you got pressed about it, you disappeared for 25 minutes. I was counting. Then came back and I talking about football.
And then you got saved by the bell, and then you disappeared again because you felt stupid that somebody else had to tell you.
Think about it, because he about to go to church tomorrow. That's why.
And here's the trip part about it.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. I might need.
And here's the trip part about it. Do you even have internet at your home? You had 25 minutes to Google.
Came back and gave up. He gave up. Now you know what it was? You know what it was? He Googled it. He found out what it was. He said, damn, I go to church on Sunday. I'm wrong. So let me just ignore this. It's called cognitive dissonance.
But to ignore it would mean you wouldn't even come back in here and comment. You didn't think we was gonna corner you when you came back in here?
I already know. I said I wish he would come back in here, man. I'm back.
I'm glad I listened. You see, sometimes it's good to take heed to your brother's advice. I'm glad I listened to Ross and I didn't say nothing because I enjoyed those last 25 minutes.
I'm like, because everybody who do that, who judgmental like that, they don't even know what they talking about. Either they take they take a scripture out of context, or they really have absolutely no idea what they talking about. That's why they judgmental.
Exactly. They going off of what they heard somebody else told them.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are using vulgar language. Shut up.
Yeah, shut your ass up, man.
Who the one told you this language was vulgar?
Shut your ass down, dog.
Who told you this language was vulgar? Some white man told you that, man.
Did you even know in the Bible it says there's sin unto death and sin not unto death? Did you even know that?
Nah, you just be talking.
Yeah, he's just running his mouth.
You just be talking, man. If people don't know that, you can say the worst things you can say to people, not even curse words, man. There's regular words that are curse words that are way worse than cursing somebody out.
Yep.
Way worse.
Yep. Well, the good book says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And boy, the abundance of your heart spoketh to us. Vile language, and you didn't even realize it.
Right. And the first thing he had to say was, this way he started with the foul language. When he said it's pound for pound. He said Terrence Crawford pound for pound because he got the same girlfriend. I said, oh yeah.
Boy.
This dude he on the wrong live, man.
Yeah, he on the wrong side of the fucking track. And then his name, it says relax, calm down, and chip. What is all that going on, man? Do you have to give yourself those affirmations every day? Relax, calm down, and chill. You're probably a violent person.
First of all, he knows you gotta understand one thing.
Mm-hmm.
All those words mean the same damn thing. Why would you keep writing? Why would you write 3 words that mean the same thing, man? That's redundant, man.
Oh shit!
Why would you do that? So you obviously don't know. You obviously don't know how the English language works, but you know enough to say somebody is being
Yep.
having foul language. Like, bro, that's foul. That you don't know basic understanding of English. If you say relax, you don't have to say calm down. If you say chill, you don't gotta say relax. It's all the same thing.
Yep. It's
Goofy.
all fucking synonyms.
Like, why would you say that? Like, come on, man. You
Oh,
can't
shoot.
question your integrity on this motherfucker. You
Yeah,
work.
man. This is the thing when you're dealing with the double dragons, you're gonna be questioned. Whew. It's best. It's best that you keep your speech non-speech.
Yeah, man. When you don't know what you're talking about, keep your speech yay or nay. That's in the scripture too. You don't know what you're talking
Basically,
about.
what Ross is saying in a nice way is just shut the fuck up.
Right. Or keep it brief. Keep your speech yay or nay. Yes or no. You ain't talking about the Sabbath and didn't even know what
Holy shit.
you finna go sit in church. You finna go stay in church all day tomorrow too.
Yep.
Not even knowing God ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yep. And probably go pray and probably go try to pray curses on us. And you know God gonna punish you for that one. Because people do malicious stuff like that.
Right. And we wonder why all type of hell came into their life.
Holy shit. Man, listen, the best thing to do is gracefully bow out in this situation. Know when know when your chips are down on you, man. Just know it and be done with it.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Man,
I always say how a person like that even got on this channel.
you know how you got on? We gotta blame ourselves.
Follow the bud.
Yeah. You know, we gotta blame ourselves. You know why we gotta blame ourselves? Because that's the thing when you're alpha male, you always attract these betas.
Yeah, you probably got Bud Crawford in the title. And he came running. He came running like the beta.
Okay, he said, okay. Oh, no. That was the bullshit he already said. Okay. That's what I figured. Listen, man, the best thing to do is gracefully bow out. Know when you down and gracefully bow out and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Ross, man, closing thoughts, man.
I done said all I need to say, man. It's been another great live. We definitely separated the weak from the strong, the alpha from the betas, the Errol Spence from the Bud Man fans.
Yep.
So now it's time for the fight.
Yep. And we also revealed the delineation, distinction, gulf, and separation between weirdos like this, Bible thumping weirdos like this, and us. Oh shoot, he came back. First of all, what do you keep saying? J-A? I don't understand.
He's talking about Jaguar Assassin. He gave this nigga a nickname. He don't even know him.
Oh, Jaguar Assassin. I'm not a kid. Your words are like water on a duck. Oh, fuck. This dude got issues. Answer with words of common sense. You can do better.
That's the wrong sentence, number one.
I know. I mean, you have more words. Do you have more words in your vocabulary? Don't you? Surely your mind can raise. Oh boy,
surely
Jaguar's not even Jaguar. Yeah, I'm hoping that you're trying to say surely. Can you fucking spell?
Surely
Jaguar.
Is a word, man. Surely don't mean what you think it means.
Exactly.
That's a whole different
Jaguar
word.
Assassin said, "Nice and funny show." Meaning, I'm not even paying you no mind, man. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Jaguar Assassin, you killing him. He can't handle what you're saying. He can't handle what you.
Surely means bad tempered and unfriendly. Like, bro,
exactly.
Time to get the words out right, man. What the fuck is you talking about? Ooh, and that's the wrong sense, man.
Yep. And the fact that you telling us that you're not a kid, you might as well have told us you was a kid. We would have felt bad for you, but not too bad. That means you grown and you acting like this. That's even worse for you, actually. You should have just not told us that.
He took he took his time to make that comment too. He took
No,
a few.
no, no. This is the one. This is the one here, boy. Whoosh.
Man, I'm not messing with
I'm
that.
done.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm done
done with
with
this
that.
dude.
I'm done with that, yeah, I'm done with that.
Hey, hey, Jaguar, handle the lightweight, dog. But anyways, this was a great live. Appreciate everyone that showed up and showed out. Make sure y'all donate to the platform. Make sure y'all comment, like, and share. Make sure y'all go to Tomross TV's platform. Donate to the brothers platform. Comment, like, and share. We gave you guys a hellified performance. As always, we did what we did. And when it's all said and done, we had somebody to give us entertainment and laughs while we were on this live. We're probably going to be coming right back to y'all very soon because I think the fight is going to be coming up shortly. I'm going to check the times and shit like that. And then we'll do a late night live. Ross, you up for it?
Yeah.
All right. As long as Ross say you up for it, then we good. So I'm gonna check out the fights or whatever, and then we're gonna talk behind closed doors, and then we're just gonna sit there and laugh at this Teofimo and Kambosos fight, man. So y'all be easy, y'all take care. I'll see you in a little bit, Ross. Everyone in the chat, remember, check out Tomross TV. You got 2 channels, so I always have to specify Tomross TV and Tomross TV Raw. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to both channels. Comment, like, and share on both channels. Donate to the brothers Venmo. His Venmo is up on both channels. And as well, make sure you guys subscribe, those that are new to the platform. Comment, like, and share to He Knows Everything, formerly known as He Knows the Sport. And make sure you guys give your Sunday's best, man. Because at the end of the day, when a man work, he shall eat. So y'all be easy. Peace.
All right, man. Peace.